Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. North American stock futures back in positive territory once again this morning after a bit of a choppy session yesterday. We had markets nicely higher to start the week back on Monday. A bit of a choppy session yesterday, but everyone waiting the Fed interest rate decision coming up at 2 p.m. this afternoon. Obviously, no change expected in policy as far as the interest rate is concerned, but as per usual, markets will be watching comments from Fed Chair Powell with regards to any possible future changes to come. Markets, as I mentioned, little change yesterday, although the NASDAQ was still leading the way to the upside, 1.2% yesterday for the NASDAQ. We're watching shares of Adobe this morning, FedEx as well, both reported better than expected earnings after market yesterday. We're also watching medical equipment maker NanoX Imaging responding this morning to a Citron Research short report yesterday saying there's factual errors in the report, so we'll have a look at that. And Eastman Kodak back to the upside this morning, an independent review of the questions that the SEC is investigating came back suggesting that they did nothing wrong, no laws were broken. So we'll have a look at Kodak as well. It's Wednesday, September 16th, 2020. TraderTV.live starts now. Asian markets from the overnight session, you can see a bit of a mixed board there. The Nifty in India leading the way to the upside. Let's go over to Europe, see how things are shaping up so far. Mostly negative territory across the European landscape. We'll shift over to North America and check out North American futures. As I mentioned, yeah, back in positive territory here. Not huge gains, but nice look here. The TSX futures here in Toronto, 0.45%. Bitcoin back to the upside, 0.6%. Crude oil nicely higher this morning. 1.8% already in gold, also back to the upside in positive territory. It is Fed Day, guys. Yeah, we can go ahead and get rid of that board there, guys. There we go. Hey, guys, good morning.
This is an iceberg.
That's okay.
Oh, there's the opposite of snow. You got the underground there. I thought
It's
we had a little
exciting.
snowflake thing, but
yeah, happy Snowflake Day, guys.
Yeah, it's and actually today in Toronto, 25 degrees Celsius. Like it doesn't feel like snow is upon us, but we know that it is. Welcome, guys, to sorry to Clipper Nation out there, but happy. You know, Denver actually, Neil, you probably don't know this, but I only do because I heard it. Denver's the longest team in the NBA to never have been in the conference finals. 49 years. Never been there. So congratulations to all the Nugget fans. And congratulations to anybody holding Kodak today. As Brennan just mentioned there, everything's okay with that deal. Apparently ripping up right now, 53%. And here goes Kodak, already 22 million. And look at this. It's already, Neil, let's call it 1.1. It's going to get there eventually on the bid side. So lots to trade today on what can be a sleepy Wednesday. Also Fed Day, guys. Let's go.
Yeah, Fed Day, I know people are going to be excited about that, but I think we've all been concerned about Snowflake, a major IPO coming. Sort of a big cloud space name. It's going to be the biggest tech. Look, speaking of Kodak, I keep your ear to the ground because remember, with that announcement, look, the investigation, that deal, the loan was sort of halted because of it. You might actually see further updates that come along with regards to the deal. Obviously, some squeeze action is going to be going on here, so should be a good one to watch. And let's not, forget about Apple yesterday with the presentation. Facebook, big news over there with that stock dropping $5 in the afternoon. So plenty to watch today. I know everyone's going to be interested in Snowflake, but lots to do, Brennan.
Yeah, worth mentioning, guys, as you said there, Neil, yeah, it's not the SEC investigation that was finalized. It was an independent review by a law firm. So the SEC investigation still underway when it comes to Kodak, but huge move already this morning. Lots to get to this morning, guys. Let's have a look at what's coming up a little bit later on. We have, Sean's Trader Journey video coming out for you, 11:45, 11:50. We've gone through Neil, myself, now Sean, talking all about how he got started, background story into trading, how we got to where we are today. So great little tidbits in there when it comes to how Sean got to where he is today on this show. Of course, that's coming up about 11:45, 11:50. Valeria will have the link for you. And of course, please do not forget, coming up tomorrow, yeah, we're super excited. Joshua Jackson from Dawson's Creek, from Fringe, Little Fires Everywhere on Amazon. If you haven't checked that out, go ahead and do so. Crave TV, guys, in Canada. Check that Little Fires Everywhere series out. Yeah, Liquid Media coming tomorrow. 11:45. So we're super
Brendan?
excited.
No, Mighty.
Yeah, these guys. Whatever, we can discuss it later.
It's actually a good movie. I don't care what anybody says.
Mighty Ducks. Yeah.
Better believe it.
I've never seen it.
Never seen it? There's 3 of them.
I've never seen it. No.
It's a
yes,
hockey movie.
and hockey is obviously a Canadian
Wow.
thing.
Wow, Brendan.
Let's get over to the desk, guys, and say good morning to Miss Valeria.
Good morning, Brandon, and hello, traders. Please sign up to our daily free watch list at the link I'm sending on the chat. Subscribe to this channel and smash the like button. Let's get it started, Brandon.
Yes, indeed, guys. Throw your email in there. It's absolutely free. We send it out every single morning before 9 o'clock. You can follow along with us during the 9 to 9:30 period. We go over everything that's moving around in the pre-market. All you have to do is put in your email, so go ahead and do that. Valeria will help you out if you need the link. Eastman Kodak, the first one on the list this morning, guys. Yeah, the news coming out, an independent report from a law firm suggests that no wrongdoing occurred. There was no laws broken. Everything is fine when it comes to the $750 million government-backed loan. So here we go, guys. Kodak back to the upside.
Yeah, shame to say I took like a 9 break and got in and out flat. But I think it's going to be a squeeze play ultimately. Like you said, like the SEC investigation still pending, the loan and then entire deal still pending. There are other shoes to drop here. So you do want to be careful, just not blindly getting into this. I'm looking at a couple of levels. I already took out 1050 on the daily, but coming back in here, 11 is the high. If it fails, if it breaks in the open and fails to get through that high of day and fails at that 1050, I like that level. You go up to like 1380 and then about the $15 area. The next one's to the upside. So I'm not really looking to go long, although I feel like if it breaks 11, that's too good of a squeeze to completely ignore. A lot of shorts will probably be feeling a little bit of pain, so might be worth a scalp. I'll be looking for shorts and rollovers at those levels that I just gave out. Otherwise, trying to stay to the sidelines a little bit here.
Oh, man, yeah, Matt Murphy, there it is. I mean, thank you so much for that. And look, I do take pride in giving you guys some calls there, and I'll take that $50. Well, I won't take it, but the show will. And thank you so much. We did talk about that yesterday. I said get some FedEx money in there if you guys can. Get some options on FedEx, and now you're seeing that. So what up, Matt Murphy? Glad that you're playing the game and showing some mad love for that. So thank you again so much. Let's just hit, I'm just going to hit a chicken dinner winner for you, Matt, because obviously you made a play there and took home a little more than $50. So congratulations on that one. And I'm glad to make those calls. I should have told you Adobe as well, but I guess you know that. And Snowflake today is going to be huge, but we'll move on. Neil just gave the levels, so I agree with everybody. We're not going to waste too much more time on Kodak. I think it's going to be a great trade. It's already 25 million shares. It'll probably be 100 and so by the end of the day. I didn't think there was anything wrong with the loan to begin with, but of course, when the U.S. government starts handing out money like that, it's going to get reviewed. So here we go. Kodak to the upside, 51%. Let's look to fade it.
Yeah, it was the options or the option grants that the CEO got that were in question there. So looks like everything was fine. Yeah, so we'll see what happens with Kodak to the upside. It looks like this morning. Not much to look at as far as the chart is concerned, guys. But let's talk about Snowflake. We've done a video over on Market Wisdom in the past about how to trade IPOs, but I mean, this is, I think, a little bit of an exception when it comes to both the dollar value, the size, and also the hype behind this IPO coming today. What do we do as far as a plan here, guys, for Snowflake?
Yeah, I mean, first things first. Yeah, I mean, like, you know, obviously going to be bullish. We're not usually going to be shorting something with this kind of hype in it. But it could open any time. Let's get some things out of the way here. We don't know when that's going to be. I have it up on my quote board ready to go. What's likely to happen here is you're going to start to see the quotes fill up, and then you can consider where the indicated open is going to be. The IPO price is 120, but that doesn't mean that's where it's going to open. We'll keep our ear to the ground. We'll get indications where it looks like it's going to open. Could it be 140? Could it be 130? Who knows? We'll give those to you. Then you make a judgment call based on whether you want to let it open, catch it on the downturn, maybe look for some size, or simply take a market on open order, which we have access to. Not everybody is going to necessarily have access to that type of an order to go long right on that opening print. But if you do, that is another option available to you guys. So obviously it's a big one. Berkshire, who does not invest in tech IPOs, back in this one, and also Salesforce as well. So Sean, a lot of hype surrounding this. We really hope to be able to trade this one before noon today.
Yeah, the largest software IPO by far. I gave that to you yesterday. 30 billion valuation, going to be a lot higher than that if it comes at 120. So watch out for Snowflake. I know I've tried to put on some of our orders in there and haven't really seen it yet. Yo, what up? Ralph DeLuca is now in the building. Thank you, Ralph. Let us know what that's for, but hey, we will take that. And someone said they wanted to see this go through, so let's do it right now. Ralph, you let me know what you need, but here we go. We're spinning that money around already today. Thank you so much to Ralph, and thank you so much to our friend Matt Murphy as well. Thank you for sharing the love. Look, my opinion on Snowflake has been the same for the last week since we've been doing some research on it. It comes with some big heavyweight hitters behind that stock, and I say you can't get your money in too early on Snowflake. I'd love to take it off the open. I'm just going to try to figure out what key it is for us, because
I think we have to wait till it goes into an
That's
open
the
stay.
problem.
I think it's like
Yeah,
5-10 minutes before they open it up. We can put our orders in.
Right.
But we have the ability to do it, guys. Just make sure you know what you can and can't do with regards to an IPO with your broker.
Yeah, so I'm sorry. I just letting everyone know, Brendan, that I will be taking that opening print.
There is a CCG order, guys, that I have accepted already. So CCG limit on open does accept at this point. Let's go to earnings. Adobe, guys, out aftermarket yesterday with better than expected earnings, $2.57 per share, beating estimates of $2.40. Revenue beat as well right across the board. We also had fourth quarter guidance that was off the chart, so guiding much higher than the street was expecting. So a nice look both aftermarket yesterday for Adobe. If we flip over here to a chart, guys, we'll have a look at 506 to 508. We're back into this kind of choppy area, though, on the daily time frame here, guys.
We are, but if you look at the sort of 15-minute and go back to this, just have a quick look at this, like above 510, 510 to 511, a 50 or so going back into the third, fourth. We're holding below that range today. I know the pre-market high is just above there, so that could be a bit of a resistance point. We break through there. You do have some potential breaks, probably taking you into, there was chop between 520 and 525, and right in the middle is where it got in the aftermarket on those positive. So I think there's a breakout potential for you in that 10 to 13 range. I like 511.50, and then probably up to like that 520 if we fail to hold 505. You can see here there is some pullback into that even round number, guys. So it's good earnings, but we've seen this a few times, and this story has played out where you do see a bit of a sell-off in tech. And I would certainly expect, as some people are putting money into the new player today, you might see some selling in other places. We've seen that before, and this is a big one coming out with Snowflake. So it wouldn't surprise me to see a few things sell off, and what looks like so far is a bit of a flat day. So I would watch out for that 505 downside.
Yep. Yeah, no, I forgot to. I got to hit the mute on that. No, I got something stuck in my throat here. I feel completely fine. Oh yeah, Adobe. Look, I think you can fade this one. Adobe's been just crushing numbers for basically their entirety, and they seem to be beating every single time out. I just wonder if it's not up as much as people say it should be, like only up 2% there. The option traders probably didn't make any money on this one, and I mean, it depends on when you got them, I guess. But you know what? I don't think this is up as much as the market deserves it to be. So that means there must be something a little bit wrong. They must have wanted a little higher than what they got, even though they beat expectations. So yesterday's close, honestly, at 498, I think 500 comes into question today.
Let's go to FedEx, the other big winner aftermarket yesterday with earnings. They also beat right across the board, benefiting obviously from the stay-at-home movement across the globe with higher shipments, especially in the residential area. They said revenue per package was a decent number, rose 2% to $9.33 during the quarter. So revenue, guys, per package, $9.33 for FedEx.
Their operating a margin, also a gross margin, also blew it away from expectations, like by 30% as well. So that was a monster number. Look, anytime you see a move that FedEx has already put on, and that big of a parabolic move in the aftermarket on earnings, it isn't shocking at all to see some pullback. You are seeing it trade off like $8 here on very, very light volume of 300,000 shares, which is good for FedEx. But I would not be shocked to see a pullback into like 250, which could be an interesting area psychologically psychologically to defend. For that type of a move, I'm not thinking about breakouts to the top when it's just giving $8 back. I'm more looking to see where you might be able to dip by on FedEx after this. So I'm not shocked to see it pull in. I'm looking at 250 as the first level. If it can hold there, I think that's an interesting start to be able to get anything. And definitely, if it gets back to previous highs, got to be all over that.
I mean, it's going to be an all-time high open for them, and it's going to continue to run. So if we can get it in here around 250, you got to watch the S&P. I mean, this is fading down, right? That's why, obviously, FedEx is a big part of the S&P 500, not just from a constituent part, but just from the fact that, look, it is a sort of a bellwether to what the economy is doing and deliveries at home. We've seen that. I mean, look at this run up. This is what we talked about here, from the bottom of 90 up to 260, 270 today. So yeah, FedEx the big winner. And if you can't tell, they started winning a long time ago. I mean, look at this, beat there, beat here again. So welcome to the jungle, anybody holding FedEx.
All right, guys, let's go to nano cap, not even micro cap, but nano cap world. Nano X Imaging, conveniently named, was a big mover yesterday. We talked about it. The medical equipment maker, subject of a Citron Research short report. They came out responding to that with a statement this morning saying the report contains factual errors. I mean, what else are they going to say? Of course, they're going to respond in that way. NNOX set to, open to the downside again today, about 4.75% at this point this morning. You got to be careful with this one, I think, guys. We are this is really spready so far this morning.
Yeah, I love that term, spready. I'm actually looking at the tightest spread that I've seen so far this morning, only at 20 cents. So I would watch out for any kind of breakout or sort of aggressive market orders that you might be considering putting, and I'm going to stay away from those. Just looking at where it's come from and where it's gone. It's already given a 50% retracement. Next level down is going to be a big 30 even area that I'll be watching, an NNOX. It's not as if it can't fall further than this. We've seen this before, and this is what I mean. Just going to a 15-minute time frame. This is a big sort of level for me. Breakout through that price, previous resistance, one dip down, holds it. If we take that one out, I'm going to be trying to get short through 30. The other play here is this 42 level. I think if it gets back up here on any kind of a squeeze, that could be a good turnaround point. So I'd much rather some buying somehow come into this and get me that short in front of that 42. That I love that so much more than shorting on the way down at 30, which can be really hard to chase when it's both short sell restricted and very thin.
Look, I mean, Citron, why don't you pick on somebody your own size here? Because NanoX there was $20 back in August 20th, okay? So it IPO'd here at 20. Yeah, probably doesn't deserve to be up at $70. So yeah, that was a huge move. I mean, anybody that went long here, 20, 21, 22, 23, 26, 28, pigs get slaughtered. We talk about that all the time. So Citron, easy pickings here for Nano X, falling back down. So watch out. I mean, I think it looks like they have a base here, somewhere $34, $35. I don't know enough about the company to say if it's false or not, but it's just like, look, man, it's an IPO, went from 20 to 70, and right now it's back to 36. So anybody that's in this stock from the beginning has a double in under a month. I'd take it.
I mean, that Citron report, guys, you can find it online, but worth a read. It's very entertaining, if nothing else. Let's talk about Oracle here, guys. We got more details on the TikTok deal, or potential TikTok deal, still to be announced deal between TikTok and Oracle as far as what they are going to be doing with U.S. user data and also the portion that they will end up owning. So a little more details yesterday, but apparently Trump was tweeting. I didn't see it, but apparently Trump was tweeting that the deal is very close. So worth a watcher, I think, on Oracle today.
I said this yesterday, and we're not making this show political, but Larry Ellison's a huge backer of the Republican Party and of Donald Trump. So this deal's going to get done, and there was no surprise there. But we'll wait to see what we're talking about right here. I want to bring this up again. Those of you that are watching maybe for the first time, we have an amazing Morning Movers. It's a watch list. We call it Morning Movers here. And maybe we should capitalize that, Em. But look, Kodak right here, guys, FedEx. These are all the names, and we're running through them right now as we speak. We're talking about Oracle right now, everything Brendan just talked about right there. So sign up. You can see it. Valeria's been dropping the link all morning. Watchlist.tradertv.live. Do not sign up there, little double negative. Make sure you're on that list because we go over those names. And then if not, for just good reading, I mean, if you're looking to invest in any of these companies as well, there's some key points here. So look, Oracle, not really moving today. The news has already been out on this, so I don't really know what's going to happen. I mean, when they finally sign the deal and it's finally announced, I actually expect a little bit of a pullback in the stock. That's generally what happens when things are finalized and whatnot. But 61.50 has been the top. We're going to take that out. We are going to take it out early. And if you do that, then just watch out for 62. So I'm not going to... I mean, I trade with heavy shares, so 50 cents could be okay for me, but right here, guys, 61.50, I like that break, and then you have some consolidation down here at 60.60, so there's a dollar range in there. If you like it, I'd play the ranges. I don't expect a big momentum mover today for Oracle, even on the news. I'm just pulling up the imbalance locator here just to see if I see Oracle. Wow, look at Snowflake. I put my million shares in there as well, so that's why that got up there. Kodak, we talked about how big that's going. CCL, 200,000. You know what? I don't even see Oracle on here. So, and again, I didn't tease that. I was saying I don't think there's enough momentum to make this stock go anywhere, and there's the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah, also keep in mind, guys, Snowflake, direct competitor with a lot of big names. Oracle's going to be one of them. So you can see movement off some of these when Snowflake does open up. I'm watching to the downside, 59.35, hard support there. I think if it falls anywhere around that price, could be a nice little bounce, a pickup for Oracle in the event that you do get some sympathy sell-off, or keep your ear to the ground, of course, when that deal gets announced. If there is sell the news, that's an area that I like to defend.
Look at Apple here quickly, guys, before we get to Arun and have a look at the overall market. Apple obviously off the product announcement yesterday, or their annual conference, or virtual conference, I guess, this year, talking about a new iPad, a new watch, some health products, subscription-based health products that were rumored. I believe it was last year they were talking about that. So Apple very active in the pre-market here. Lots of volume going through. I just saw a 50,000 share order come off the offer, but not really doing a heck of a lot. We're kind of in that range from yesterday afternoon.
Yeah. It felt like the biggest thing with the announcement sort of came when Peloton had a big drop. When, I mean, everyone knew there was the fitness product coming out, so I don't know. It was a little bit surprising to see Peloton fall that far off of that. For Apple, ignore the wicks there. Apologies. Let's see if it looks any better on the. If we go to a higher time frame. Now the 15-minute looks about the same. So I'm really looking basically at 113 area support and not a heck of a lot much else. If it sells off, I think maybe that's going to be an interesting break into 110. It was nothing that blew anybody away with the presentation. I do feel like maybe there's going to be some plays over in Peloton, as I said, and maybe Facebook as well, which had its own news. Apple, I'm probably not going to be involved in it today unless you get a real market flush.
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you again. I see Joshua on there also took some of that advice there and took some. Here it is right here. Joshua, thank you so much. Dude, where's my car? Yesterday, towards the end of the day, I said that I'd go long on some FedEx options, and the gains were crazy with a couple Zs in there. So thank you. Look, Joshua, everybody there, Matt, and Ralph, you guys must have all killed that. So maybe I'll make some more calls for you. It's been a good one on some of that front. But another call I made, actually, if you guys will remember this, was Apple will sell off into that report yesterday, and into, not the report, into their WWDC. And that's exactly what happened. It finished the day, the conference about here, 118, 117, and ends the day at 114. So, hey guys, just another one here for you. A little bit of money. Where's the money? A little bit of money for anybody that took that advice as well. Sell after that call. You get a quick $3. We did take some of that in my own account, and that was a good one. So today we come in. Apple's only down 0.55. The NASDAQ is actually flat right now. The ES beating the NASDAQ today. So yeah, I'm worried about tech valuations. I don't know if a 10% crash is coming again, but there's Apple. You know, you sell the news, buy the news, buy the rumor, sell the news on Apple yesterday. So look out for this bottom, 113.75, probably gets tested today.
All right, guys, let's have a look at the overall market. We'll bring Arun in here and see what he was looking at as far as the futures are concerned. More importantly, as we mentioned, it's Fed Day. So Fed announcement coming at 2 p.m. this afternoon. I know in the past, Arun, we've talked about trading on Fed Day and how it's a little bit of a different animal.
Yeah, I mean, to start the day, I'm expecting the most amount of volume is going to come in the first, typical opening volume, but then it kind of just dies off until 2 p.m. Eastern time. So in terms of trading today, the way I've got it is, I mean, we still have the open, we still have a decent amount of volume coming through at the open, so I'm expecting some activity there. So what happened yesterday in the afternoon was very interesting. If you dive into the volume yesterday afternoon, around this 3405, there was a lot of action, a ton of volume going through, and like massive orders. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and start looking for longs in this area at the moment. I've already got some, but I want some more. Even if we dip into the open, I'm okay with that. I'm still going to use that 33.75 from the level that I marked off from yesterday. So 33.75 is still the level, but into this 34.05, I'm going to start buying into this because there's some major volume from yesterday that I'm going to be banking on to support the market. I also like the setup too. All the way down, there's a lot of action on the buy side that I'm seeing. So you know what? It's worth a shot. So I'm going to go ahead and get long. 33.75 is a stop, and we're just going to look for this to push through. Of course, if it fails, it fails, and then it all depends on when it fails. If it fails very close to the 2 p.m. mark, then I'm probably not going to take the trade. But if it fails much earlier, I'll go ahead and just take the opposite trade and continue on with my day until we get around that 1:30 mark, which I might flatten my position and then wait for 2 p.m. Fed. That's my approach for the day today, Brandon.
Arun, real quick before you go, I know a lot of people are going to be wondering, when it comes to the actual announcement, will you be involved in that move?
It depends. It depends on where we are positioned. I won't react to the move if it's based on news, but if the news pushes a setup, then I'll go ahead and take the trade, but I'll take it at a lower, less risk. I'll put less risk on, but I'll still go ahead and take it. So it all depends on where we're reacting from at the moment when the news comes out.
So much, Arun. Yeah, very important, obviously, guys. Fed days, market moves during the announcement more so than it does prior to it. Let's talk about small cap world here. INO and OVO, recent mover, once again back to the upside. You can see a couple days in a row here on the daily chart, we're moving back higher. No news behind this move. However, they are expected to have more data and more information when it comes to their COVID-19 vaccine candidate coming out shortly. Watch these resistance areas from yesterday, both in the morning, we had a big move up, and then right at the end of the day. This thing comes back down here a second time. I got to take a little piece off. But yeah, INO, guys, already moving to the downside.
Yeah, a couple more to get to here. I know that you guys are following along. If you have that watch list, if you don't, make sure you tune in and get that one so you can follow these names here. DraftKings, again, moving to the upside here. We talked about the deal they had at ESPN. Hearing rumors that Big Ten football could be back.
It's back.
Go Spartans. You know Michigan State's my team. But either way, I want to see a couple levels here. If it does pull back in, a bit of a rejection at 50 so far, so have to think about possible pullbacks. 49.25 is a something level. A better one I like is 48 to 48.10. That could be a dip buy. If we bounce off that price, I like DraftKings definitely to the upside. But if it bounces 49.25, I might take a little bit of that party as well. Another name to get to here, MYMO. It's a nano cap here. Another move, another one of these movers up. I did get in and out of this one. I felt like I should have held on to it. But there was some support on the stock around $5 that I didn't really want to short, directly in front of. I like it much better to like 560 to 580 if it does pop. So I'm watching this one. That's my first target would be 560 to 580 on an entry to go short. If it breaks through the top, all bets are off till it gets to the 650 high. And then 5 even, possible breakdown trade there. Watch out, Kodak, not Codex, moving up through 950, heading towards that $10 range. If it fails at 1050, that's the first look. But I would never hold anything past $11, guys. That could be a breakout price and a potential squeeze through there.
Yeah, Kodak here. You just talked about it, so we'll watch that one through their 950. Watch out for that as I clear my throat once again. I see some talk about CCL. I do like CCL today. This is a 3-minute chart. We're going to change it over in a minute, but 16.25 yesterday, bouncing around there. Could be a good little level if the market takes off. We did have a huge collapse yesterday on the pre-release of earnings, so CCL bang to the downside, and now we'll wait to see 16.25 or so, bottom of 15.80. If you don't like it, then you can look at that number there. Let's just check out what FedEx is doing. 254, it's still going to open up pretty high. We're not going to take a trade right off the open, but get my pen out of here. Neil and I identified a 250 range. I mean, 250 is nothing on this. It's $3 away on a $200 stock, so it can get there no problem. But watch out. I like 246 maybe, where we danced a little bit off the earnings and we touched down a bit on that. So if we can get to that level, I think it's a screaming buy as well. And Snowflake, my order's already in to take this long. So we'll see when it opens. We'll have it going for you. As soon as it opens, we'll be bringing bringing it to you. Tesla 430.
Sean, one more here. I want to get to Nikola. I know it was on our watch list here. Watch out. Approaching the low of the day. It's like 30.20, so I'm looking at that for a possible break. 30 even as well. Just noting here on the daily chart, there was a 29 break, but most of that volume below 29 was pre-market, so still a bit of a level. 28.75 was the actual opening range bottom. So on volume, that's where the low is on Nikola, so probably scalp into that range, guys. About 15 seconds to go.
Yep,
Lots to be watching here. We've given you everything we can in terms of preparation, so should be locked and loaded and ready. Vitaly in here going to lower the bell for Valeria.
Hey-o.
Don't make her jump for that bell, Vitaly. Let's lower it nice and good here. 4, 3,
Vitaly.
2, and 1. There we go. She's still reaching for it. Maybe you want to see her jump. I don't know. Sorry. Right now, Nikola is approaching that bottom, so it could trigger in on an immediate short. I'm still watching Kodak start to fall off as well, but first look could be Nikola off the bottom. Again, under pressure from that Hindenburg report, guys.
Yeah, we're going to watch it as well, breaking through $30. We've traded it before, breaking through those levels, so get ready to rock and roll on that one. DraftKings as well, 40. I mean, this faded off the last time we had big news for DraftKings, so if we can try to get some longs. Oh, we're still at 3 minutes. Got to change this over to 1 minute so we can see some of the action here. 49.60, 49.50. DraftKings looking to get back into this area of 49. We'll go long around here with a bottom for 49, guys. DraftKings.
Yeah, and tried to trigger in when NNOX broke the bottom, but couldn't even get it. This one's going to be, like I said, it's short sell restricted, so there might have to be some chasing going on. I'm going to have to give it maybe a little bit of a pullback option, just looking here. Somewhere around like 36 for an entry point. I really like 42 if it faded in, but the first look would be in front of 38. So going to be looking at NNOX, and there goes Kodak, guys. So approaching $10, $10.50 the first level. I'm looking for, if it rolls over there, I'm going to jump into that short.
Okay, watch out for Apple here as well. I was just looking at some NASDAQ's names here. Apple making moves to that upside. So there we go. Apple, big move up, actually. Was going to start the day near negative and now not, up that 0.31. Look, oh man, DraftKings there just makes that move upside. We have a nice win for us here. We did take some at 50-50, but our average price right now is 50 because we did have that initial long down here at 49.60 is where we bought that. So there we go. We dropped some off, so bang. Nice little win to start the day here on DraftKings. Now we're holding the high side of 50-50, but 1 for 1, we'll take it. Let's see how high it wants to go, Brendan.
Yeah, deal with the New York Football Giants for DraftKings announced. That was the news on that one. Lee Auto, guys, to the upside here. Early volume alert on Lee Auto right off the bat through $18 there. Watch these levels from yesterday. 18.50 was the high, guys.
That we always sort of ignore there, but I'm going to go yeehaw action. I did jump into the NYO when it broke 5 even. Probably should have held on to that 5.25 short. It is what it is. I'm going to start working out of it now that it's broken that $5 mark. I think 4.50 possibly. Kodak on the halt at 10.70, guys, so do watch out.
10.70.
Yeah, 10.70, so let's watch out for that 11 high. If it opens above there, could be a bit of a run. I'm going to hang on to this MYO, look for reloads in the 5.20 mark, guys. Also did get into NNOX here, so first look in front of 37. I said 38, 37 the first look. 42, the better price if it fades.
Oh, hells to the yes, hells to the yeah. It's money. Here we go. I didn't think you guys liked it, but you do. Bang! DraftKings to start the day off with a nice little win there, going up to 51.50. We cashed out of this one. We're very light, 20% left, but we'll put another order up there if it can go. But DraftKings, good news there for us. Kodak, man, the easiest trade around, and I missed it. Breaking through that high of the day. We've seen this happen numerous times before. I really feel silly for not having this trade. Everybody really and their mother should be long here at $9.60, and I'm not. So a little bit rough go there on Kodak for everybody. Tesla, not for everybody, I mean only for shorts, but if you're long there, that to me that was an easy play. I just didn't put it in. Tesla makes the move to the high side there, 450. I said that we'd be back to near all-time highs at come battery day. Battery day is in next week Tuesday, this 22nd, I believe. And that, guess what? We're right back near all-time highs at four and change right now, 450, 520, I believe, is the all-time on that. So watch out. I do like Tesla breaking the bottom though, but has to go to 430. Okay, DraftKings is trying to make another move through 51. So let's put another order up here at 51.50 and collect that money.
Yeah, just, I know I did not have my locates in. Horrible by me. I always look for this retest of the previous level 1510, and it just rolled over. I don't have any locates on it, so unfortunately not going to be able to have that one for you guys. I do want to jump back over to quickly to Nicola here. Bounces hard off of that 30-20, so that was a level. It had to fail through there, but it's a big time bounce to the upside. Obviously, some squeezes can happen when something is heavily shorted. So the level that I'm looking at next, you're going to see here lots of chopping around 32.60 to 33 even. If it turns, I think that's where you can go short. A possible secondary break would be around this 33.50-ish area. Kodak still halted, guys, but it will open up probably in a couple of minutes. Key price being that 11 even.
October 23rd.
Above there could get some bullish there.
Yeah, Big Ten. I was just looking at Big Ten is October 23rd officially announced. And bang! Line them up and knock them down on DraftKings. We're only 1 for 1 on this name, but again, I'm not sure if this was on our watch list, but I do see a lot of people signed up for that watch list. Look at this. In here, 49.66. In here, 50.50. Hello, 51.50 right now. So a big time win. We're already cruising. We only have one trade on so far, and it's been a big one. So I'm happy. Maybe we need to take some more, obviously. Nicola, like Neil just mentioned, does not take out that bottom. And yesterday I was very, very bullish on Nicola as far as some of my trading on Nicola. More to come on that one. But right now, let's get some more news from Brendan.
Big volume alert there, guys, at all-time highs for DraftKings. So 51.50. I think it did actually touch 50 there. Yeah, 51.50. All-time highs for DraftKings, guys.
Hells yeah. We got out, Brendan, 51.20 there. So nice trade there. Thanks for bringing that up. And DraftKings is also in your boys' account. And I want to say thank you once again to everybody for those super chats today. Matt Murphy, I wish I would have given you DraftKings a lot earlier as well. And Ralph DeLuca, thank you so much for that. Starting the day off with that smooth Bill 50 and 85 cents. We're still holding this one, man. Our initial long 49.60, guys, that's now in the money. $2 for DraftKings. And then our current long is showing on the board 50.50, nicely in the money. That's in the money, $1. So hells to the yeah. Slaying stuff today, Neil. Let's go.
Yeah, here comes the fall on FedEx, guys. Talked about 242 as a potential area. I actually have an order so I don't get missed if it does come down and try to test it. So far, it looks like 247 is worth trying to round out to. We talked about there being some profit taking on FedEx. It looks like that's certainly going to be the case. I have reloaded on that MYO. We talked about that one very, very quickly. That's at small cap. Obviously, Brendan has INO if you're tracking this one. A couple of quick scalps in and out, just taking this $5 a couple of times to the short side. Again, I'm going to move my stop up to about 515. If it gets to 25, I think we like that. We like that one to go short one more time, but those are two separate trade ideas. In about 30 seconds or so, we're expecting Kodak to open up. So you want to have a plan of action. I was watching this 11 for the top break, guys. It needs to roll over for you to have any idea for a short. If it goes parabolic through 11, and we talked about these levels here, 13.50 or so, and then up to $15. So those are the two prices that I will be watching on Kodak, guys, if it opens up, hopefully in a few seconds.
248. Yeah, we just took a shot there on FedEx, but it fell through. 246.50. We'll take another shot right now. I do kind of like 248 as a possible go spot there. So, but right now we are long FedEx right now. 247. Biddy, what up, Beep?
Straight southbound for the market here early on, guys. Not for this one, though. Digital Turbine apps on the NASDAQ up 6%. Big time volume behind this. Goldman Sachs revealing a decent sized stake in Digital Turbine, guys.
Digital Turbine. You see, there it goes. We're done. We just tried FedEx one more time, breaking. And of course, it's just the market. Man. Like Neil said, the market's breaking a bit. We'll try again if it goes through 248. We'll make it back. It's not a big deal. It's just we have been trying this name. And of course, there we go. We might have just made the bottom wick there. So hopefully you guys are still holding this FedEx. I think we have a chance to run here, but the market not helping out any longs right now, unless it's DraftKings.
Yeah, Kodak looking like it's rolling over the break at 11. Quickly in and out does not work out for us. I'm going to look for a potential short opportunity. But with FedEx, for me, it's still rounding out towards that bottom. I want to try and hold my order in there, but at some point, I'm going to try to catch this turn. I might have to be a little bit away from that 242. But Kodak is what I want to get quickly back to. Got in and out when it broke 11 there on the reopen. That was always going to be the plan, but just couldn't hold and sustain any buying above it. I'm going to now look for shorts, but 1050 would be that next important level that it would have to hold below. You're seeing it come back heavily. After that, you have 950 where there could be some support. I'm looking at 1050 for any kind of a pullback. I do expect to bounce imminently in Kodak. It's probably going to have some buying come back into it, but you're seeing the sell get really, really heavy on Kodak here. 1050 is my target.
Yeah, KODK there. 950. Let's go short through 950 on KODK. We still have DraftKings, and now we have FedEx again here. Long 247.62. A couple longs in here. Hard to see, but we are long FedEx here. 247.62. Trying to make some money back. So hopefully this can go up $1, $2, and we can cash out of this one as it goes. Testing near again 250. If we can do that, we'll drop some off. 249.50. What's the high there? 249. 249.50. We'll see if we get some out on FedEx. But right now we're making that money back. Good little trade here. About $1 in the money on FedEx.
Yeah, I couldn't really get anything. I mean, Kodak just came back up, started to come in, wanted to work into that position in front of 1050. I got 15s. Never went any further to get any more shares yet. I was able to quickly take a 35-cent scalp on some of these shares. I'm still looking to add to it. If it makes a test of that 1050 area again, I'll see if I can't get some more shares into this short and then run that down to 950. Brennan, what do you got for us, buddy?
Another big-time mover here this morning, guys. 27% for Arrowhead Pharmaceuticals, ARWR. They had positive results on a liver disease treatment that they are working on. So big-time relative volume behind this as well, guys.
Made it all back right here on FedEx, as that's a good one for us. Explode the money there. In down here, protecting it. We see 249, a little bit of resistance there, so we take out a third of our position, and now we wait to see what happens at 50 here on FedEx. But bang, $1.50 in the money now. Small little losses, small cuts here, but we make that back. DraftKings fading back down a little bit here. Let's take it out if it breaks that back down through 51.50, and then we'll watch out for that little bus. Sorry, 51.30 on that name. Boom! FedEx. Now we go through 250. $5 win right now on FedEx. Let's go, guys. Brendan, what's up?
Nicola, guys, back to the upside here. Trying to hold this 31.50. Just saw a bit of a refresher there at the 31.50 area on the bid, but higher even with those DOJ reports coming out yesterday afternoon. Nicola, guys.
Watch out for INO here, guys. Taking the top off here at 1550. If it gets any higher, you got to watch out for this level here. We're going to watch 1830. We didn't look at any upside levels. The next one here, but 1610 as well. So that's the first rollover point for me. About 50, 60 pennies higher returns. We're going to take that shot on INO, but taking off the top right now. I've reloaded in Kodak already. 1050, of course, that target. Already one scalp win. Going to keep working the short as long as we're below that price.
Yo, FedEx, what up, man? How's your face? Bang, right there. Big time win, 252 now. Look where we're long, man, 247, 248. We go long at 248 again. Then we go long at 250. And now we just cash out of that one. Boom, to the upside. Actually, now we're up more on FedEx than we are on DraftKings. So boom, to the upside goes these names today. So big time. Hells to the yeah. Still moving up, man. FedEx, welcome Matt Murphy. Hopefully your options are now rocking and rolling. What a great trade here on FedEx. So let's just keep that movement going to the upside there. We did talk about our DraftKings, looking to get out of this one if it drops below 51.50, but back-to-back multiple dollar winners for you there on the show. If you're joining for the first time, we do this every day, and most of the time, I have some good ideas. So here we go, 253. Let's look out for some tops here. 254, 255 and change. If we can get up there, we'll drop some 253 and change. Let's get out a little bit more on FedEx.
Yeah, just seeing a Kodak. Watch this level here. A bit of a buyer at 980 to 985 that I'm seeing. Every time it pops down, a hard bounce is off this level. So I want to make sure I'm exposed. If it breaks to the downside and breaks that level, I'm probably going to be trying to add some more shares, but I will take some off in case we hold this range and break to the upside. So watch 985, file that one away. 985 buyer on Kodak. I think there's a scalp trade still here, but if it breaks this guy, I think we're looking at 9 even to 920 as a bit of a target to the downside. So I will hold some short if it does break. Otherwise, holding to that 1050. I do want to get back over to Nicola, of course, that we're looking for that downside action. It doesn't break the bottom, but we did have a level that we liked for a rollover on Nicola. It was going to be up here at 3280 to that 33. It seems like it's having trouble through this opening range top. If it starts to go here, I will now use that top 3225 as an out and then catch it on the way down, 3150. Otherwise, 33 is still that target. Brennan, what do you got?
Boeing just popping up here, guys. Watch 163 gap down this morning on more negativity surrounding the 737 Dreamliner we spoke about last week. But coming back to pre-market highs here, 162, 163, definite area for Boeing, guys.
Boeing, we're going to get rid of some of these order types here as we've just been crushing everything here today. So we still have Kodak, Tesla, we're looking at 429. We did get out of some of this trades. Now we have 20% left on FedEx. So we're going to let this one go. If it does come back to flat for us, breaking back down through 250, then we'll get out of it back down through 250. So hopefully you guys are able to have some money or get some, earn some money. I don't think it's not fluke when you make money in the market. You got to know what you're doing there. 84% up on Kodak after resuming trading. Wowzers. Let's take a quick look on Nikola here. For those of you that are into that name, it's been a lot of news surrounding this so far in the last couple of days. DOJ, SEC, Hindenburg, Citron, everybody piling on to this name. So we'll wait to see here. Very, very choppy. I'm not in this right now. I don't care for this chop. I'm more excited for Snowflake. This is what Snowflake looks like here right now on our system. Not open yet. We do have everybody looking and waiting for this. This is what it looks like on our system. Neil doing backflips. So that must be
we just got a temp break of that Kodak level. I just got some shares out. Of course, I've been shorting that 1015 to 1020 area. It's now breaking through or attempting to break through that 975. If we go through 75, I'm going to re-short this one, get back in. Otherwise, I'm looking to just short a pullback, guys. So we're going to see what we can do with this. It's below that 1050 mark, and as long as it is, I will take some different shots at Kodaks. Although Kodak, this short here that I'm taking at 72, I'll probably only give to $10. I think it's a bigger leg at that 1050. But I said if it breaks this, good chance at 9 to 920. So we have the 72 on. See if we can get 25 to 50 cents again on Kodak.
And there we go, guys. Popping the wheelies. Thanks for all the love on the chat with the great calls this morning. You are welcome. When you're long down here at 247, 248, that's the strategy right there, guys. Big time trading happening. Look at this. Still moving up. $6 now in the money. We did take a Kodak short here as well, but breaking through 950. Let's see how far this one wants to go down here. Kodak, maybe 920 and change, get a little bit out, but this is a high flyer. So you definitely, obviously, got to watch out for some Kodak trades here. We are short at 947. Looks like 950 holding though.
Yeah, same thing. It's exactly the same thing I saw at 985 happening at 950. There is some buying that is coming into this one. Lots of short covering, obviously, and you see the squeeze potential. So I already took some out on the quick little scalp there in front of the 50. I still have a stop over at $10.
Look at that.
$10 on Kodak. But what I do still want to go back over to Nikola. This is going to be one that's going to be in play. It was on our watch list, guys, starting to roll over. If we take out like 3175, 3173 was a pre-market high. I'm rounding that one around, going short on Nikola through 3175 using the high of days and out. I also like 33 if it ever breaks that high.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to use 80 here to get out this little bottom here on Kodak. Just don't want it to halt when I have these kind of shares on. Again, that's just the way I'm trading this name, putting on some risk. So we can't hold it for too long. We'll wait to see, though, if we can get back down to 920 or so. I think that's a decent spot to get some out, maybe 912 and change. But we're still up that 54%, so watch out, man. Lots of stuff here on Kodak. So you got to be very, very careful. But what we're not too careful about right now is this beautiful trade right now. This is FedEx, now $5-6 in the money here, FedEx. So watch out, man. We don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth to take one of Neil's lines, but we do got to get out if it breaks back down below 253. Let's just take our $7 win from the bottom here on FedEx, guys. Breaking through 253. What up, Pete?
Tapestry, guys, big move to the upside for Tapestry. TPR in New York, 9% already on a Deutsche Bank upgrade to buy. Price target increase as well, so it's back above that 18 area for TPR, guys.
Yeah, I'm going to take a little more out of Kodak in front of that 950, but I'm still going to hold a third of the position in through to that 920 mark. But also INO here, failed break through the top, guys. 1550 pre-market high, just broke through and then came back in. So I will take one shot at this for the short side trade in front of 1560. Next level up, I already gave it to you. 1610 is what we're going to be watching. If it breaks through 1610, that could be a potential breakout, break the backs of some of those short sellers, guys. So that's an idea for you for the long break if you like it. But first things first, going to short in front of that high day and INO.
Okay, and yeah, FCX right now making some moves to the upport. That's Freeport, Upport. FCX here on the New York Stock Exchange. Freeport McMoran. We'll find out if there's some news here. I do not know if there is news, but we'll see. Big move up from 1640 up to 1660. It's not a huge move. It's just straight up there. Don't know what that's about. 1675. Let's take the top out here just in case that does come through. We'll watch 1675 here on FCX. See if there's something coming through this name. But there goes FedEx, man. Still at all day's high right now. And look where we're long, hella long. The biggest trade of the day is right here. Bullseye, FedEx, 253. We're going to get out if it does break back down below there. And yeah, my Kodak, unfortunately, still hovering, man. We're going to get some out if it comes back into the 50s, but I'm trying to hit a little bit of a home run and see if we can't get back to 905-ish or so back down here on Kodak. So we have to wait on that one, though. It needs some room.
Yeah, absolutely. The same way we're going to wait on Nikola. It hasn't triggered in. I'm not going to force the trade there. I do want to get back to that NNOX, of course. I got a negative stock. It's going to be trying to short on NNOX. First level of that 36, only really gave it to 37. It's 42 was the price that I really, really like. And if I'm digging in somewhere, it's going to be at that 42 level. Technically, I mean, yesterday 41.75 is the actual top in the afternoon. But I'm using 42. If it rolls over shy of that price on any kind of a squeeze up, that's what I want to be involved with back to the south side. INO working in the money for me, as you can see on the position board, but not near VWAP, my target. I'll get some out in front of 15. If 15 breaks, I definitely want to hang on to some of that party. Brendan, what do you got?
Yeah, a little bit of a positive note, it looks like, guys, on FCX, on Freeport there, coming out this morning. Just talking about higher copper, higher gold prices, making it worth a little bit more. So FCX, yeah, definitely doing higher relative volume today as well, guys.
And there it is, guys, slaying the dragon before the news. FCX, thank you so much, Brendan. Hello, 1675 long right now. And yeah, we're up to 17 and breaking through 17. This is a 25-cent win. I gave this to you down here at 1665. So if that's not worth the price of admission, then I don't know what the hell is. Look at Kodak. And where did I tell you this bad boy was going? Bang! Nice little trade there on Kodak coming to the downside right now, making that money, man. Just that's how we trade. We're waiting for these moves to break, and it does break down. So we're taking some out now at 37. Good trade on Kodak. I still think there's more pain to come on this name. 920 is what we're looking at, but we did have to take some off there. 32, 33. Good trade, Kodak.
Yeah, I'm going to re-enter that trade, keep going to the short side until we get to that target or previous buyer support gets taken out to the upside. So it was 985, now it's 950. It was 1050 before that. Getting to Oracle here, we talked about some possibility of a sell-off in Oracle. Yeah, I'm watching 60.20. That was the bounce price that I gave you guys in the pre-market. I gave another one to at 59.35. First one has held so far. I'm going to take a shot here if it rounds out long in front of 60.20. Low of the day, 60.30, but 60.20 is my level on Oracle. We are in the money on INO. Haven't taken any off yet there. Actually, no, that's incorrect. Already got some down to 15. It did go to VWAP there, so I can line that one up and knock it off. But if 15 breaks, I'm looking for a dollar winner on the rest of it. Let's go Oracle here. If it gets back below 60.50, trying to hold that bottom at 60.20, guys.
Money. We did it again, man. We did it again and again and again. DraftKings, $1.50 money in the money. Big time win on DraftKings. Look at the 3 trades we've had today, okay, guys? F's 4 trades. FCX, look where we're long. That's whatever. I mean, that speaks for itself. It's ridiculous. FedEx, my largest money-making stock today, bang to the upside. We just took it out there, bad out, but whatever. That's a huge win. And then look at Kodak. What level did I tell you guys on Kodak? Oh, yeah, 920. Boom! What a nice little trade there on Kodak. So, yeah, everything working for us. 4 for 4 as, yeah, today is definitely a backflip day, but I'm either going to lose everything anyways if Snowflake opens up and goes down. I'm going hella long on Snowflake. So this is just candy money right now.
Candy, man, interesting one there. Taking candy from a baby. Kodak for me, this is now the 3rd short position on. So we shorted in front of 1050. We shorted on a 985 break. Shorted on a 950 break. Been taking profits the whole way. It's 9 to 920 was the area. It has to try to chew through. So I'm going to take some shares out, of course, out in front of it. I'm still holding into this net short position. And each time my price is going to get worse and worse because I'm continuously getting back into it, guys. But 9, even if it goes, got to watch out. Always have a stop, guys, because at any moment you can have a squeeze come back into this. So I always have a stop order at the next level. I will get you guys back to INO. Lined this one out for you guys when it was rolling over shy of that high day. One of the shorts that I love is, and we'll go with slaying the dragon here, as we do get some shares at 14.85, so a 50-cent win on the second third of this position. One of the shorts I love is a failed breakout through pre-market high. If something is parabolic or something is gapping to the upside and then breaks long, some people take this long trade, they get shaken out. If it retests and can't get there, I'm catching the rollover. Gave it to you live at 15.40 here. First leg out at VWAP in front of 15. Second leg out in front of that 3/4 mark. Next leg, if it takes out 14.50, I'm watching for low of day and $1. That's the final target on INO. Kodak, if it breaks 9.50, I'll be out and looking for another re-entry, guys.
Yeah, Kodak is just a monster here for me, and I mean, we're out. We have holding 30% left. Our best outs, double 25s down there, 9.25, big time out there for Kodak. So yeah, now we'll just give it back to VWAP, I guess, and watch to see what's going to happen on that one. Tesla making moves, man. Again, another call that I had. I called Tesla back down, and I wish Matt Murphy was watching this, but I called Tesla back to these levels. We made that call back down here. Again, our chart's not split adjusted yet for that, but down here 360, 379, we talked about it coming back to the high of 520, and here it goes, ripping its own face off goes Tesla. What's up, B?
Nice look for GM this morning, guys. It's fading hard, but gapped up, had a nice little move up to 33. We're all the way back down to 32, though, for GM. They announced plans, or their plan, when it comes to future electric vehicles, all being made and interchangeable on the same platform. So a positive look, but look at this move down. 33 down to 32, guys, for GM.
Just a quick look here. Thank you very much, Matt Murphy, all over it today with another super chat in there. But
with me, baby.
Obviously, there's a fantastic movement and potential trades. Unfortunately, I can't say that Nikola has been one just yet. It is still trying, or look, it's making an attempt here to consolidate rollover. That just has not happened. Let's look to see if it takes that bottom off, and we'll actually get into Nikola for the first time today. Sometimes you expect it's going to be a mover. I still think that's going to be the case on Nikola. Just have to be patient with it. It was a 30 break that I liked originally. That has not happened for us. Now looking to see if it can break through 31.50. I'm going to be out of Kodak this last short when it breaks back to 9.50, but we could get a re-entry point if it does test any of those higher levels. But first things first, can Nikola take this bottom off? Nice little consolidation here. There's potential for a breakout, and if it does, I've already identified the next rollover price, the 33.50 to the upside. I kind of only want to be shorting this one until I see some real strong buying. Haven't quite seen that yet in Nikola.
So FCX, yeah, we have an order back here in the 17 range. We've already cashed out of this one. What a great trade FCX has been for us today. My out's going to be 960 here, like we talked about right at VWAP. I guess we got up there, but that one must have been a bad wick. Did not get out. So we'll wait to see if Kodak continues to drop down. DraftKings still waiting for that 51.30 level there. And what is FedEx doing? Right back. Okay, so that's good. We did get out on that little break. You got to stay a little disciplined there. 253 breaks. We get out. That's what that is. I wish obviously we would have held to 250, because then we would have been enjoying another $3 win. So good little movement on that one. We're 4 for 4, man, and that's how we do it. We use big shares and we take out the wins when we get them. So that's what that is, man. And now we're going to go to AMD here. Quickly have a quick look. You guys know from yesterday we've been fading AMD a lot, and then we hit some longs yesterday as well on a reversal. But now we're down 0.65 as the NASDAQ is flat. So AMD looks to be a negative stock once again today. We got to find some areas to dig into here on AMD for the short. I'm sort of looking back up here, 79. It can get there. I hate fading the market, especially when it looks like it's coming back up off 3,400. But remember, today is Snowflake Day. I'm going hella long on that. And then we also have Fed coming at 2 p.m. So some of these tech names may just slow down a bit here heading into that big decision. There we go. We are out of Kodak, but it don't matter. It's been a roller coaster ride. We still remain positive on Kodak for the day, even though we just got out there at 61. I'll show you the little print there. There it is, breaking through VWAP. Again, you know, we're disciplined and we get out. So that's what that is. Now we'll wait to see what we want to do. Love to fade this, Neil, through 10 again if we can get it up.
I'm going to be looking to fade that one as many times as I can, but just, you know, always have a stop. And like Sean said, I had a stop at 50. He had a stop there. When something has potential for a short squeeze, I'm not going to sit there and have a manual out. Sometimes I'm just willing to be triggered, get wicked out, pay a little bit, a couple of extra pennies. It is what it is. You have to protect yourself in some way in case there's a squeeze to the upside. INO, I'm not necessarily as fearful, but I am using the high of the day here. I did slide my stop to closer to my first out. So it'll only be a winning trade in the last little third. I do have a $1 target here. If it breaks through the high, I don't want any part of this short all the way back up there. I think 16.10 is the next level to the upside. for everyone asking about Snowflake and when it's going to open up, the answer is we don't necessarily know. I can always keep my ear to the ground on Twitter. We can look up at our imbalance locator, which will indicate in our locator in our system and platform when bids start coming into that auction, and that will let us know that it might be imminent. And then we give some indications to where the price might be. We will let you guys know anything we do, but we do not know exactly what time it's going to open up. Nobody does at this point.
Yeah, 222 point. And Lucas, my friend, we were talking about this yesterday, of course. And McDonald's running out right now. Apparently, you can see this story, Brendan. McDonald's running out of burgers due to the Travis Scott meal. Okay, so we're going to go long on McDonald's on the top side here. You see this little big move upside. It's, I think it's a double cheeseburger with bacon, and then, of course, a Sprite. We were only talking about this yesterday, Lucas. You'll remember that one for sure. And look at McDonald's. I was lucky enough to pick some up down here in the 180, 175 area when we crossed that 50-period moving average back in May, adding to my position. Love McDonald's. Great dividend play. And now, look, this is why we're going long right now. It's breaking out. This is I believe it's all-time highs. We can get that double checked as well, but 222 down here, up here back in last August, a year ago. So we're trying to break out. We're long on the high side, so it's not a whole bunch of shares, but we are going to wait to see what this wants to do. If it does come crashing back down, we're going to only give it back to VWAP, about $1 hit if it doesn't want to go. And we just got into Nikola breaking through 32, guys.
Yeah, just watch out here. Here comes NNOX, I should say. If it breaks this 42, I said I was going to take a shot at it. I like this a little bit better. If it breaks through 42, I'm going to be out of this trade. I don't like the pre-market high for the level. I like it right here, sort of right now. So I'm going to take my shot. Well, actually take a couple of shots here. Just got my first entry point at 41. 41.40 is going to be the average price. So basically both entries right around that same price. If it cannot hold this level, I'll reevaluate it. One of the things that is a theme that you'll hear when there's a big event on the day is stay alive for Snowflake. You do not want to get shut down. For us, we have daily loss limits but for any of you traders out there, if this is your trade and Snowflake's going to be the big one, make sure you size everything else accordingly, or make only as many trades as you need to stay alive for that. But it's already 10 o'clock, guys. Let's go to Brendan. Time for Happening Now.
Guys, yeah, it is 10 o'clock. Let's have a look at North American markets here. You can see still in positive territory as far as both the U.S. and here in Canada concerned. However, not huge gains. Both the S&P and the Dow about the same, 0.3%. Even the NASDAQ here trying to get higher, but 0.3, 0.2%. The composite and the 100 both in positive territory. The Russell leading the way, surprisingly, 0.5% for small caps so far. Here in Toronto, as I mentioned, the TSX 0.2%, BOVESPA down in Brazil. If you're following along in Brazil, good morning, 0.2% for Brazil. That is the wrong stock, but yeah, I was watching that 42 level as well on this NNOX. Let's shift over one more time. Talk about cannabis names. Some of the cannabis names here in Toronto definitely strong today. So decent volume behind this move for Canopy back to the upside. 2160 was support. We're at 22 now, looking like it might want to break to the upside. There was one more to get through here. Kinross, we saw gold higher in the pre-market, so a little bit of a gap up on some of the gold names, but right back down to basically where it was trading on the day yesterday for some of the gold stocks, a little bit strong. Overall, though, muted moves, guys, as we were expecting ahead of the Fed decision this afternoon. Back over to you.
And man, it is hot dog time again here. Look, we did it again. Another trade here on Nikola. I don't know. We went long at 32. We called that one. Now we're up to 32.50 and we're out of half. No, sorry, 2/3. We're out of 2/3 here of some Nikola. We dumped about 10% down here when it doesn't break, but then it holds. And then out here at 15, out again at 20.25, out again at 40, out again at 50 on the resistance. So the resistance is strong with this one, but Nikola still moving to the upside. We're going to hold the rest of these and see what kind of a tasty treat comes through on Nikola. But what's not coming through right now is this small position that we do have on MCD. So let's watch out for McDonald's there. Maybe a little bit of hype on that Travis Scott there. He's the highest in the room, and we'll wait to see what's going to happen right now. Breaking through 223 now. We'll watch out for McDonald's. Still have that one in DraftKings. Guess what, Neil? DraftKings still breaking new highs. It's at the high of the day, Neil, and we have this one long. What a great trade that was.
Yeah, starting to roll over here on NYSE, guys. I saw someone asking for some targets. I will take a third of this up for get a dollar win on the first little third, and then I'm looking at this level here, that 39.50. I'll take some out. I want to make sure I'm exposed and holding some shorts for a test of 38 because one way or another, whether it breaks 38 or maybe bounces off it, maybe catch a pullback. I just need to be short when it gets through this. That could give you to that low of day. Obviously, when something's under pressure like this is a short sell stock, you start thinking about where could it really go. And we did identify as well a 30 level. So NYSE here starting to roll to the downside. It was on our watch list. Of course, it was yesterday's price action as well with that short sell report. I do suggest reading it if you get a chance from Citron. Also, Kodak. Keep saying Codex. Kodak heading back to the upside. We talked about why we have stop orders when you're shorting a name like this. I'm still looking at that 1050 level. If it cannot break through that price and rolls over again, I'll jump into another short position. But for now, Brendan's got some news for us. What do you got?
I'm just watching Bombardier, everyone's favorite Canadian transportation company. Bombardier halted right now in Toronto. Looks like they are going to sell their transportation business, so the entire transportation business, to Alstom for $8.4 billion. Net proceeds to the company, but $4 billion. So Bombardier, anyone trading in Toronto here, halted right now, guys.
Yeah, let us know when that one opens up, and we'll have a quick look at that one. But right now, man, Nikola, you guys know we're long at 32 even. It's at 30. It just crushed to 32.80 right there. So we're still on this name. We'll take some out on the high side. And yeah, look, I mean, I don't know if this Travis Scott news is sending McDonald's to all-time highs. It's crazy that that's a possibility. I agree, but we tested it, and now we're going to see. I mean, 2240 is the VWAP right there. I'm debating. I'm just going to check it out on a couple of different time frames here. We do have other charts that we're looking at here, not just the 1 minute. I have a complete setup over here. Dailies, 3 minutes, 12 minutes. If you guys can go to this side camera, that'd be fantastic. There you go. Thanks, guys. You can see everything right in here, everything that we're talking about going through on McDonald's. So that's what we're looking at, and we're going to take a couple more longs right now. As it looks like this is a 3 minute chart. Looks like we do have VWAP at 2240. So we'll take a stab right now and see if we can't pick some up on the downside here at McDonald's.
Yeah, sometimes you got to short these puppies. And go Superman action on NNOX. First leg, we're going to get out 40.50, so I'm not going to split hairs. Around $1 target is what I had. I got 40s to the short side. I'll take 90 cents when I see a bit of an iceberg step up. Sort of join the party here, jumping the line in front of that iceberg order. If it breaks at 40.50, the next target down I gave you was about that 39.50-ish area. And once that breaks, 38, of course, that could be the real floodgates opening up on NNOX. We talked about that one pretty heavily. The other one to the short side, of course, Kodak, looking like it might roll over here at $10, not $10.50. So that wasn't where I was looking to get in. I'm not going to force the trade here in Kodak just yet. You can always catch a breakdown at 9 even, potentially if this one wants to continue to fall. So patience is the name of the game. Still no further indications on Snowflake. If we get updates, we'll give them to you. Brendan, what do you got?
Like a little bit of news on Biogen this morning. Big swipe to the downside here. A little bit thinly traded, not a lot of volume, but 284 down to 275 for Biogen. We're kind of right back to the middle, but they lost a ruling. Looks like a patent dispute in Delaware. So Bombardier down on that news, guys.
Okay, and what is not down right now on any kind of news is Nikola. So we're 1 for 1 on this name. Everything working out like candy right now. We said that earlier for the trading, and I did want to say a big shout out here to Matt Murphy, thanks, and Ralph DeLuca, thanks for the calls there or for the money there on the super chat. You guys can still see that up top. Thanks for that money, and I believe it was because of the FedEx calls. So we actually hit FedEx. FedEx still my #1 stock, but Nikola making a bid for that. Bang. Nice move right here for Nikola as we hit the bang buttons for you guys. Don't want to yell, but 33.50. This is $1.50 now in the money on Nikola. So a little baby banger there for you. Now, there it goes, $1.50. Do we mean $1.60 now in the money on Nikola coming through? I got to mute my phone here as we're ringing off the hook. 33.75. Now let's take some off. $1.70 in the money. Bang.
Yeah, just got a volume spike here on SPAC, taking out some new highs here through 17 even. Let's watch this level as it retraces. I'm kind of curious here. We just got a new member, Pavan, but we always talk about the path to like 2,000 likes, Valeria. So I'm going to put you on the spot here because I'm kind of curious. We're half an hour in, well, actually an hour into the real show. So I need to think we're getting close to that 1,000 mark. Everyone wants to see you moonwalk across that screen.
Hey Neil, we really need traders' support. Almost 6,000 of viewers and not even 1,000 likes. So it would be so nice if you would give us some likes.
Yeah, and the other thing too is if we get to 2,000, usually get a look at Valeria's kicks. I can tell you I've seen what they are, but I'm not going to spoil it. Valeria, stylish as always on her shoe game. So if you want to see how what she's working with there, it's 2,000 before you get that look, guys. And if you're liking some things here, I do want to jump back to NNOX. It does continue to fall. If it breaks 40 even, that'll be the next. Look, right there, we get to that 1,000 mark. It's 2K you guys want, guys. I need a break of this 40 here on NNOX. Once we do get that, I think we'll get our next target in, catch a couple of dollars on the second third of the trade. 38 is that big level. If it flushes through that, there could be an $8 to $10 retracement in NNOX. Brennan, what do you got?
Beyond Meat, huge move, guys, for Beyond Meat here. Looks like their plant-based meatballs have rolled out. Very exciting news. Plant-based meatballs rolled out both in the US and the UK starting today. So, yeah, 7% here for Beyond Meat. 146 up to 156. Guys.
And yeah, great news there. Plant-based, again, another stock that I'm holding off that IPO. Beyond Meat continues to go upside on that one. But Nicola, again, I've talked about this name over and over and over again. And here we go. It's a $2.50 win right there. And yeah, we're not going to be yelling bang, but we will act like Superman today as everything has just been knocked them down. Crazy winners for me today. We're 5 for 5, but this has been a fail. We did get out there breaking through VWAP on some McDonald's shares. So we could still run this back to the upside and get out for a winner. So we still are long 20% still of our McDonald's, no, sorry, more than that, 40% of our McDonald's position. We're still long, but we did get out some cracking through VWAP. So McDonald's the only thing that we have losing today. But yeah, man, it's been a monster day. Let's just see what happens when we start barbecuing up some of that snowflake. No news yet when that's coming through, but like Neil said, we have many traders with eyes on that, including our own. Give it to us, Brendan. No, we are not ready.
Maybe we didn't,
Brendan.
but I'll give it to you over here on NNOX. We did talk about this. I'll go backflip. Why not? We talked about this 42 level. Sometimes when you're shorting, you need to have a bit of a target area entry that you liked. You looked at yesterday afternoon top here, that 41.70. I wanted to see it test in this range, fail shy of 42. This is what I mentioned to you when we went over this pre-market. It was on the watch as well, guys, so you can always follow along. Had a bit of a level. We took a couple of entry points here. I've now gotten 2 of my targets out. 39.50 is exactly what we got, so a couple of dollars worth of a win on the second leg. This is where we're going to hold on to it. It's either going to go back through, not just break even, but that high of day. I'm giving it all the way here because I want to see it test this 38. The only way I'm going to put a trailing stop shy of that high of day is if we sort of break through that 38 price and head down towards 34. I'll probably now trail it down to like somewhere 38.50, 39 or so to lock in that profit. But when these things start to sell off with a failure like that, you want to expose yourself to the bigger move. Kodak, not quite to that 10.50, but getting close to that reload point for me.
Yes, exactly. And I just want to give a shout out. I'm going to hit the rewind button because if you can, hit the rewind button after the show and listen to what I said about NNOX here. I said for Citron to pick on someone their own size and that this was probably, you know, a little overdone. Look what happens here. I didn't buy it, so it doesn't really matter. But $36 up to 41. That's a $5 win there based on just a little analysis there on what happened to NNOVX. So watch out for that. DraftKings still at highs, man. I got to get rid of some of this at some point. So thank you, Vitaly. We're going to wait for that one at 52.40 right now. We're going to wait for that break on DraftKings, but nothing wrong with taking out some of this at the highs right now. Maybe I will right here. Possibly a little bit overdone here on DraftKings. Didn't think that we'd rip up 10% on some of the news that we've had today, including the Big Ten coming back, including you mentioned the New York Giants or Jets there, Brendan, before as well. So let's throw it over. We'll find some good levels here. I'm probably going to get out of this one, man, if we break back down below right where we just cracked 52.50, but right now it's happening. No, it's upgrades and downgrades as I see the board. We love this segment. Give us some more names to trade here, Brendan.
Indeed, yeah. We'll have a look at upgrades and downgrades, guys. We haven't mentioned it yet today, but join us back here at 1 o'clock. It's Wednesday. That means education segment time. Wednesday, 1 p.m. We're going to talk about one of the topics we're going to do is how to trade upgrades and downgrades, or what that means when a stock gets upgraded or downgraded. So 1 p.m. this afternoon. Apple, Adobe, the big ones here, but both, yeah. in negative territory still. KB Homes as well in Lennar. We had a big move from Lennar over the past couple of days. On this side, really, Lyondell was okay off the open, little thinly traded. Transocean positive, even with the downgrade, and Smucker's a good one as well. I'll show you that one coming up here in a second. Apple, yeah, nothing really going on here, even with a couple of upgrades on Apple and price target increases. We mentioned very active in the pre-market, very active throughout the session so far, but a very, very tight range on Apple today. Smucker's, yeah, straight to the downside. Got rejected up here 112.50, down to 110. A little thinly traded, but very directional type of trade. We'll review that again, 1 p.m. this afternoon, guys. Join us right back here. Guys.
Yeah, a quick little look here. I see people talking about Tesla taking the top off. I'm going to watch yesterday's high here at 462. A break of this, this 455 area, not too interesting to me. I think if we get up, cannot break through that 62, that could be an interesting short for me on Tesla. Otherwise, wait for that break at 462 and change, whatever you want to call it, yesterday's top. So that's going to be my look for that name. I do want to quickly jump you guys back over to Donkey Kong. I don't know if DraftKings. I know Sean likes to call it Donkey Kong, so I have that one in my head. Approaching 10% to the upside. If you look at sort of the scope of the move through like that 46 break that it had, $4 up to 550 break, $4 up to like 54, sort of psychological. That area could be an interesting spot for a rollover. One thing I'm going to continue to say here is if you're shorting any kind of a move like this, and I have some success shorting DraftKings, usually it's going to be very, very picky with that short. So I want to see it extend to 54, fail at that price before I would take any shot at it. Otherwise, I still like a pullback probably to like 51 even. If it can't defend that, could be in some trouble there. And Knox, I'm not going to reload. Last third is either going to break through the high of the day or is going to test through 38, guys. Very binary for me at this point.
And DraftKings, Neil just talked about it there. We just took $1.90 out. That's a big win there with the big stick in here. I mean, $1.90. You're talking about $4, $49.50 up to $52.50. So that's $3 quick on that. It was close to $4 if it broke through 53. And this is why you got to stay disciplined, man. So yeah, we put the money in the barrel and then run away. Look at DraftKings, beautiful out there at $52.50. Give us something else, Bren.
Another one to look at here, guys. Novacure, 3-day move for this thing from $90 2 days ago up to 110 now for Novacure. Going to check the news on this one. Nothing today, but obviously this started 2 days ago. So NVCR, another nice move to the upside, almost 5% today. Valeria is watching what is going on over in Europe. Give us a name over in Europe today, Valeria.
Hey Brendan, Zara owner Inditex is up more than 6% after announcing a return to profit amid recovering sales. Back to you.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that one coming up, update it for you coming up at 11. Guys.
Going to quickly go back to a name from yesterday, a SPAC level here, IPOB. A big time gap to the upside. Continue that move into the afternoon before turning around at 18 even. It's going to open lower here, and I'll sort of watch this 17.20 level. That's a pre-market high, and also this level at 16.75. If it fails to break back up towards that price, again, it's the same type of idea. We're going to be shorting in front of that first level. I'll take it out. No, don't want to be involved until you get a test of 17.20, and then that takes you to 18. So IPOB from yesterday, we're getting into it right here in front of 16.75, guys.
Big stretch, big stretch. Yeah, we put our feet up here, but we got more show to do here. Look at Nikola, guys, just ripping to the top. This is another $3 winner for you. So we've given you $3 on $2.50 on DraftKings, 7 or 8 on FedEx. Here's another $3 for you on Nikola off. Well, I mean, it just went to $3, but another $2.50 on Nikola off of this 32 long all the way down here. So it's been a big, monstrous day for us. Let's check back in FedEx, 52.50 right now. Let me know, Matt Murphy, how those options wound up, or Ralph, let me know how those turned out for you. I hope you're able to get out, as we did basically make it back to all-time highs there. About 10 o'clock or so, we ripped to 256 and change and early. So those options probably were spinning for you. So that's fantastic. And then Kodak, man, we're still positive on this one. We did take one short here. We were able to get some out. We targeted 20. Just, I got to stick to my guns a little bit more. We didn't get out of everything. We got out of about half down there. And then we lose on the last, I think it was 30% back up to 962. into breaking through that VWAP. So we talked about it being at 100 million shares today was my call. And yeah, we're already there. So maybe 200 million shares coming through. Check a quick look here on Snow just to see what they're doing. And this is what, if you're joining us for the first time today, we love education. I love to educate you guys as much as we possibly can. This is what Snowflake looks like. Right now, it looks like it's going to come out at about $120. So we'll wait to see what's going to happen with that. We do have ears to the ground. We have our people over there at the NYSE. They're going to let us know when this is about to open up, as well as our traders here on the floor. So right now, halted state, not on our system, but it's basically halted until there is an open. And there again, thank you so much. Matt Murphy, that's 50 plus a couple tens in there. You're with me, baby. Yeah, it's not a bad place to be today with me on some of these deals in trade. So congratulations to everybody. We just got out of Nicola on that break back down. Back-to-back jacks there. We missed it on the top side, but Nicola, good out, man. Considering this stock, not great. We'll wait to see what it does upside now, breaking through 35 if it goes.
And here comes IPOB, starting to slide to the downside. Very similar structure to these rollovers that we've done before. So I get it in front of that 50, 75s and out, takes them out in front of VWAP, takes them out in front of 16 even. An interesting double bottom here at 15.75 in that particular price because you do have support from yesterday in the afternoon. So if we hold this, I actually am going to probably get out of my position. Well, I will get out of everything in front of that bottom and then look to see if it bounces up. And if it bounces up, I'd take a quick long and then leave any other shorts for a break of this 1570 on IPOB. So it would be a very, very quick reversal that you would see from short to long and then not going short again until we either break through 1570 or maybe retest 17 at the top. So always good to have a plan of action going into the move. So if it does slam down in a couple of minutes, I already know exactly what I plan on doing here if it gets down to that target price of 1570. Even if it's in the money, it's good to have an idea of how you plan to attack that trade. Worth noting for us, we also have an indication when Sean pulls up that imbalance locator, we can start to see when order flow comes in, indicating a possible open on Snowflake. So we do have a bit of a look that we can give you on that. I want to get you guys back to INO. I accidentally had a stop order through 1560. That was to cover the short trade that I trailed a little bit earlier for profit. I get out of it immediately, so it would have been a winning trade if I hold the long, but I didn't want that long. 1610 was my next level to the upside. If it fails to get through there, I'd short it one more time. But that's where I'd break out long on INO, 1610. Even though that would have been a win at 1560, didn't mean to have it, took it out flat immediately.
Yeah, we gave you guys FedEx yesterday. Thank you again to Matt Murphy for that. Yeah, there goes Nicola back to the upside. We did talk about breaking through 33.70 there on the pullback down, but we did go hell long 32, and that's what we do. We take out the big stick. If you do want to say, hey, how did Sean get involved in this? You know, here you go. Trader Journey. Niels is already up. I think Brendan is up as well yesterday. So today, I have the pleasure of finally being on the cover, and here it is. Nice picture. Good job, Lucas, making me look better than I think I do in real life. So thank you so much for that one. We will take it off, but that's coming up at about 11:45. And the one thing that I hope comes up much before that would be our Snowflake IPO. I know a lot of you traders are logged in and looking at that. I did want to give a big shout out. Again, new members everywhere, and we always shout out our super chats. And yeah, we'll see when Snow opens up here what does happen. We're not going to be yelling too loud, but you probably get a bang if we can get that into the money there for us. Look, I'm on pins and needles right now. You probably can't tell, but we do have some orders ready to go rock and roll on Snowflake. So get ready for that. FedEx hits 2-year highs, up 6.3% earlier on, guys.
Yeah, definitely have to watch into that FedEx. I do want to go back to a name from a little bit earlier, guys, that MYO position. I took a few shorts on this trade. We did have some success with the first one. Second one gets blown out, so you're overall kind of one win, one loss. But it does hold that 550, 560. Never really even tests it. So opening range top 540. I think that's a potential for a bit of a break there in a squeeze. Issue being why I wouldn't take it right into that original 550 area that I liked. So it's a little bit too tight to that secondary level. If we retake the bottom, and I'm talking about 480, I still like that break short. If it tests one more time at 550, I would jump in front of this one. Again, I don't like the long break there. I'd probably hold off for a test of the high of day. But watch Kodak retaking 950 to the downside. So jumping back into a short on that break. So Kodak back in short. We'll look for MYO as well if we get 525, 530.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go back to Kodak as well and just see what's going on. Welcome, Jason Johnson. What up, my man? Thank you. New members, all welcome. Thank you once again, guys. Snowflake 185 to 190. Yeah, no, hopefully it doesn't open up there because I don't want shares that high. We're looking at Snowflake around 120 on the open, but we'll indicate that once it comes closer and closer to that. I just want to bring you guys quickly to some attention there. Obviously, McDonald's goes right back to where this would have put us at even. Unfortunately, it does break that view up. We stay disciplined, but now we're long right now, 2260. So good job. Vitaly, I hear you, and it's small cap recap time, guys.
Yeah, let's have a look at a few names moving around in small cap world today. This one we've talked about a number of times already, but INO, again, no additional news on this one today, but they are expected to announce further details when it comes to their vaccine candidate coming up fairly shortly. So a couple of easy trades here so far this morning. 1530, 1540 area resistance here in the pre-market. Huge flush down to 14. Right off the bat there this morning, and then it gave you that same kind of retest here on a quick little scalp down to 15. But yeah, Neil's been talking about that 1610 area. Guess what, Neil? We're there right now. So watch INO. I'm going to revisit this one myself up here if we do get a rejection around 1610. Kind of want to keep watching this right now. MYO is, yeah, pretty easy trade as well. 550 was a definite area in the pre-market. A little bit of support. News came out after market yesterday, so a little bit of support here on a retest after market. So 550 was the level, got all the way down to 480. Volume already dying on MYO. Let's go over real quick to OPK. Never forget about the ones from yesterday, 2 days ago, 3 days ago. We're back to the upside here on OPK, 333 up to 344. Just picking this little support area from yesterday on OPK. So lots to look at so far today, guys. Back to you.
You said, Brendan, of course, that 1610 did break, so I did trigger into long. Scalps them out in front of that quarter mark, 24, the actual high. As we speak, if it gets through the quarter, we'll extend that a little bit, looking to see if we can hold 1580. So breaks down below that price, unless I've hit, taking more shares out. The second part of that's going to be a bit of a hit. And then to me, that's a rejection at that 1610, and I can start thinking about going short on this name. Before we get to continue that trade, I got to get you guys to IPOB. This one also working out for us here. I don't know why I have two orders. Let's go with only one to take some more profit out in front of 16. Rollover was at 1650. You got 47. Some out in front of you up. Quick little 20-cent scalp. The rest will get out. The next third will get out in front of 16. I want to reverse to the long trade in front of that low of day, 1570, guys. So that was a hard bottom. I liked it on a higher time frame as well. You go back to afternoon of yesterday's action. You had the pop and then support back at 1570. That's why I'd reverse to the long trade. One more for you on the winning side. Well, I haven't taken any profit on this yet, so I probably shouldn't call it the winning side. We'll see if Oracle's going to bounce here. I gave 1620 as a bit of a level. We bottom pick on. 1630 is the current low. My stop is at 1620. Bit of a higher low got put in. I just jumped into the long trade at 35 in front of it, only risking 15 pennies plus slippage. But I like that level all morning long in case Oracle fell into it. So I'm going to take this shot defending Oracle. If it gets back up to VWAP, I'll take some out. Then the rest out in front of 61 on a bounce play ORCL here, guys. Obviously, it's going to be in play on its own news, but keep in mind, a little bit of competition there with Snowflake. So if Snowflake opens up and just starts running to the moon and starts affecting some of these other cloud names to the downside, I might just have to take off this Oracle trade, regardless if it's hit my stop or not. I want to be aware of that. That could happen to any of the names in the space. As far as INO goes, it is having a bit of chop and some trouble getting through. Looks like it did try to get through that 25 area, that quarter mark. Got to 29, could not extend. I'm not going to slide my stop. I'm going to go manual around here, that 1580 to 1590, but I'm not sliding my stop upward until we hold above 1625. If that happens, then I can think about trailing it to the upside here. Not necessarily strong enough for that just yet. So Oracle to the long side, INO to the long side finally, IPOB and Kodak also in the money. Shorted that at 950 on the way back in. I tried to pick up some shares here in front of VWAP, but looks like it's already starting to roll over again, heading down towards that 9 to 920 mark. I'll take some off in front of there, but been waiting all morning long for 9 to give up. And when 9 gives up, I want to have exposure to it, see if we can't get a dollar winner on Kodak. We started this at 10.15. We shorted it now the fourth time today. It's a dollar move so far. I think it's got some more retracement in it. Can't go further than that, guys.
Yeah, you'll get it anyways, yeah. Brendan and I just talking about Snowflake here. Okay, McDonald's, man. you know what can we do? But we'll go bang on it because we did talk about that we did think this was probably a decent buy. If you didn't take it down here, hopefully you took it right here where we did, and then had this win back to the upside to $1 now. But whatever, we did get out of that. Snowflake looking to indicate between 155 and 160. So we're going to wait on that one to open up now. But the only stock that I have on is McDonald's. But guess what, guys? We're at the highest point we've been at all day. So I can't yell, but this guy could. There we go. Nice little money bags. Coming to the upside is McDonald's and our net. And what we mean by net is our P&L at our day's high right now as we go. If you did interested in my trading story, we do have that coming up very, very soon. We do have Josh Jackson coming on. That's going to be at 11:45 today. Is that tomorrow? 11:45 is Josh Jackson. There's Valeria with the moonwalk for 1,500. Guys, Brendan, why don't I throw it back to you and you can hit it, or Neil. I don't have the Josh Jackson coming up on my board here, but they're coming up tomorrow. Liquid Media, 11:45. There you go.
It should work here. Yeah, that's absolutely right. You know him from, I say the Mighty Ducks, but he also did a couple of great things. Look, obviously he go to his IMDb page. It's absolutely fantastic. But also the CFO coming through, and that's going to be Daniel Cruz. They have an interesting gaming catalog that I think some people are going to be unaware of. Liquid Media. It's going to be a very interesting discussion, and I'm looking forward to it coming up on Thursday. You can see they're 11:45 running into the end of the show. You know what? As long as it goes, of course, we're going to stick with them. So should be a good one. We try to bring you what we find interesting, what traders want to keep their ear to the ground, and sometimes an interesting new company trading on the NASDAQ as we speak. So you can check them out there. I got to get back to a couple of names here. Kodak, we'll get our target again for another 25-cent scalp, but it keeps holding this 9.20 area. So I want to be short when it breaks. I want to be short when it tests 9 even, or hopefully breaks 9 even. But I continuously have to have some stops. For now, I'm going to give it more than 950, probably up to like 975. But if it does break 920, I would slide that down to 950. Oracle in the money for me. But it's got to go a little more than just 10, 15, 20 pennies here. If I'm bottom picking on a stock, it's down a couple of dollars. Brendan, what do you got?
Just going to have a look at this Arrowhead. What a move this thing has had today, 42%. We're finally getting into areas here, if you go to the daily chart, that may be a problem. But $49 now, $49.50 up to $50 an area to watch on this ARWR. What a move this has had, though. Even from 45 on this pullback up to 49, a $4 move just at the top end of the range here for Arrowhead Pharmaceuticals, guys.
Look, why go to McDonald's if you can sit at home and barbecue? That's sort of what I'm thinking. I love to barbecue. We had burgers last night. Shout out to my man helping me out there last night. And my little one's at school today for the first day.
Back to me.
And then my dude is tomorrow for his first day. But look at McDonald's ripping right back to all-time highs. Great trade on this name. Unfortunately, we've made it all back. It's fine. Just wish we never got ticked out down here. Should have used 222 as the base, and then we'd be hella big today on this name. But yeah, it does look like Snowflake is going to open up around 160. Brendan?
Yeah, I did actually see that story, Sean, that you were talking about when it comes to McDonald's, but nothing else. So a little bit of catalyst there for MCD. Just wanted to mention this, guys. It's Wednesday. Haven't talked about this yet, but crude oil inventory is just out. Expected to be a 1.2 million barrel build for last week. Came out a draw negative 4.39 million barrels in the U.S., guys.
Yeah, definitely worth watching there, guys. I just want to quickly jump back to this Oracle to reiterate this trade again. Sort of looking at yesterday's price action going into the close and support at that 60.20. That's where we get that level from. So the fact that it's holding it, that's why I'm taking a shot at the bottom pick here. And yes, it's running in the money for me a little bit, but if you're risking, again, I'm only risking 15 to 20 cents ultimately. So it would be reasonable to start taking things off when it got 15, 20 cents in the money. But I am looking for us to retest around this resistance at 61. So first things first, we break 50. We'll look for maybe a third of it out for like a 30, 40 cent win. And then ultimately, I do like that 61 test for the second, third. And then if we make a break of 61, I want to try to hang on for some of the afternoon highs yesterday. I'm not expecting this to go to this high in the pre-market. It's more like the afternoon high, 61.40 or so from yesterday's action. That would be my ultimate top, about $1 worth of upside in the final third. So risk 20, 25. To try to make more than that on all thirds of those positions. I am going to get back to another one here, Nicola. coming back in, and I did sort of target, I did have a level that I liked to the downside originally. I'm throwing that one away. Obviously makes a break to the upside here to 35, so I'm no longer going to want that 31.50, but I am eyeballing this 34 level. If it's going to hold lower, that lower high, and then maybe it can use that for consolidation for some sideways action to jump into a nickel short. So throw the old plan out, as you have to do sometimes as price action changes. That's something we talk about all the time, trading price action. You got to make up your mind, but you have to also be willing to adapt to what the market is giving you, and it's not going to give me, to me, a great short off 31.50. Obviously seems ridiculous.
Citigroup, you know what, guys? I mean, I'm going to make another call right now. If you want to get your money into something a little bit more long-term, that's pretty safe. I believe Citigroup, down 12% the last 2 days, making back 2 today, so that's down 10 on this. And Citigroup, nice little move off the top. I actually forgot about this. There was so much on our watch list today and so many huge, I mean, I'm positive on everything I've touched today. So Citigroup, I don't feel bad missing it, but I did have this on my watch list if it ever made a bottom to go long. So again, we shorted this thing like crazy yesterday afternoon. It was a fantastic trade. I think I was telling Brendan, we shorted 46, and then this thing just cratered into the afternoon like all banks did. Citigroup on watch now for risk management. So you got to watch out for that kind of news coming through. I mean, if you can't manage risk in your bank, not good. That's under review right now. But 46.06, and this is what I'm talking about. If you go to the daily chart, we do have a big, we have a miss there on the daily chart. Hold on, there we go. You can see the drop, $80, man, back in January, February, and at that point, people even liked it. And then we fall down to 35, and we're just cratering. I talked about why we liked the short yesterday, because we were through this 50 level, but then you had this big move all the way down here, and now we're trying to get a bid back. So I do like Citigroup here for the long, if we can get the market going a little bit, which doesn't really seem to want to do that. So I'm invested into JP Morgan. So that's something that, we could always consider going long into JP Morgan as well. I just think Citigroup right now with the dividend, as long as the dividend is safe, then Citigroup should be okay. 46 and change, let's watch it.
Yeah, gonna quickly jump over to Oracle for you guys. Talked about bottom picking. You gotta have an area that you like. So dip buy, it's the reverse of selling on a gap up, of course, which you see me do all the time. This time, finding a supporting level in Oracle, picking that bottom. Look, the first time I'm not gonna take it. I want to see it actually hold once it does. Then take it in front of that low again. Like I said, take some out in front of VWAP. I wasn't looking for 10, 15 cents on the first third. We'll take 30. If it breaks through, I'm gonna get some out in front of 61. That's the next third, just to repeat one more time, 61.35 to 40, and then where I get that from, essentially, this was chop and this was hard resistance, 61.30 to 61.50 in the afternoon. You can see in the pre-market some trouble and some chop around that price as well. So that's the ultimate target, guys. I like to have a target on these longs if I can have it. Going to continue to have my stop through that low of the day. I won't consider trailing it higher until we break 61 even. At that point, yes, I will lock in profit, maybe trail it down to like 60, 50. That's the way that I like to approach it. So that's a plan of action over in Oracle. So far, so good. Brendan, what do you got?
Go, guys. A recent mover here. Huge move, in fact, from $4 up to $10.50. About to take out this high, or it did actually test above $10.70, which was this high on the daily chart, but trying to hold this right now, in fact, for GoGo. But they announced a new deal. So they do telecom, wireless communications, especially in the aviation sector. So a new deal announced today for them in the aviation sector. So this is going to be, looks like all-time highs for GoGo, guys.
Yeah, take me out before you go. 113.90 right now, the low for Apple. We do like Apple to the short side. I talked about that yesterday in the afternoon. Wait for Worldwide Developer Conference to end and then short Apple. We did that, and we supermaned that one down here, down to 114, 115. That was an absolutely fantastic trade for that. And now I think some of, hopefully, the luster is out of this name. So Apple, I still love it. I'm hold it. Don't trade it. To take something from Jim Cramer there. I'm holding long this name in my account, but here as a day trade, we saw the NASDAQ fall 10%. We saw Apple go with it, obviously, and that will continue. I'm just going to look for the daily chart here. Apple, obviously, on that reverse split upside. We do get a bottom there of 109 or so. So lots to go, man, before Apple needs to get its wings. So it could go down to 109, 110. I do think it's a little silly. We're going going to be shorting it at the bottom of the day. But look what's happening with the S&P 500 right now, falling down. But do not forget that it is Fed day. So we do have some news coming through from the Fed on monetary supply and whatnot. So we'll see what they're going to do with rates. Obviously, they're going to keep them low, but it's always that after talk that we're concerned with. Let's hit Apple if it breaks the day's low, which is coming up right now.
Yeah, from there back over to another trade, which is sort of, and I like the bowling one, sort of line it up and knock them down, because you go over the plan of action. It's always best when it happens rather structured and rather easily. You get the rollover on IPOB. We're looking to see if it would fail to break through the opening range top at 1660. You do have to get the quick breakout. You watch it immediately retrace that next level to the upside where there was light volume resistance in the pre-market. Catch it on the way back down at our entry price 50s. Some out in front of VWAP at the quarter. Some out in front of 16. So the next step here to make it a perfect trade would be if it goes all the way down to this low of day where it's put in a higher bottom. I'm going to take a shot probably at the reverse long, similar to what we did in Oracle, and I'll give you the same reason why it's afternoon support on IPOB at that 1570. So that's why I would jump from short to long in front of that price and see if it can't bounce back to the upside. As far as another short goes, guys, we'll go backflip action because for me, it's always going to be looking for places to short Kodak. And that's what we did here again. It's like the 1, 2. The only trade that's lost for me is the breakout long, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, now 5 shorts on Kodak, and each one of them nice little scalp trades where I'm always maintaining a bit just in case we break that 9 even. I think the floodgates could really open up, but again, we just got back in front of 75, able to take some out for a 25-cent win, which we're sort of rinsing and repeating every chance we can. I'll take some more out in front of 20 for almost a 50-cent win, but I still think there's a dollar worth if we can ever break that 9 even. Not a bad entry point as well, because you can probably catch that break and then scalp it in front of that like 840, 850 area. So keep the eyes on Kodak. Always have a stop. In case of any kind of squeeze back up, I always have a stop order covering my back. Sometimes you can go with an area stop and do it manually. No way I'm trading multiple names today. Snowflake could open any moment. I'm sitting in a Kodak without my back covered.
Okay, and we did talk also about here today Apple, and we are now short Apple through this level, and we'll just wait to see what it wants to do. We just average into some more. Brent, you asked me about Peloton yesterday, and I put this out there. You could see we did short. I mean, this was Peloton during that Apple event when Apple came out and said that they were announcing a fitness application type of deal. Look at Peloton. I waited for this. I actually missed this whole move. It just came on the screener, and then we waited for it to bounce back to VWAP where we hit the short there. Look, this is an 85, 20 or 30 short, and we're out at 83 and change. So I'm not going to hit it, but yeah, who cares? That was yesterday's trade. But Peloton, yeah, thanks for bringing it up. Big winner for me yesterday off that Apple news, and smart for you there, Brent, to think that we would be on that, and we were on that. So that's what's happening right now. We did go short again on Apple, and here it comes right back down. Nice average in there at 97. We are short at the low of the day, like I said we'd be. So let's wait to see how high it goes. 1450 up here is going to be my out, and that's it. And we'll wait for, like Neil said, Snowflake. We keep talking about it, but I'm going to put on some risk on that name. So let's see what happens when Snowflake opens up, Mr. Wickens.
Yeah, let's have a look at the S&P 500, see what is leading this market so far today. Still, yeah, we've been kind of creeping back to the downside here. Still in positive territory, only 0.2% at this point. So this board, once again, a little bit deceiving. Very, very positive board here. But the energy group wanted to focus on today. Obviously, the inventories number came out 10:30 there. They were expecting a build, came out a decent-sized drawdown. So a lot of these names in focus now, catching a little bit of a bid, moving to the upside, obviously. Halliburton, FANG, FTI, SLB, NOV, all 2+% to the upside, leading the energy group higher. Wanted to talk about the communication stocks over here. Also very positive, a little bit of positivity around Fox today. So 3.5% for Fox A and Fox. Discovery as well in positive territory on that. Facebook to the downside today, 1.4%. On this side, banks, very strong. All the positivity really in this market right now coming from this group. Every single stock outside of one right here in in positive territory. This one obviously in negative territory, but NTRS, DFS, SYF in the diversified group, in the insurance group, AIG, LNC, and L, all 2.5+% to the upside. Little interesting moves, anyways, we should say. In the consumer discretionary group, talked about Tapestry earlier, now 10% to the upside for TPR. Under Armour having a nice day here as well, 4%, 4+%, DHI, PHM. All the travel stocks here, or most of them anyways, Wynn, MGM, LVS on the hotel side of things. RCL is actually positive, 1.2%, but hotels specifically in negative territory. Keep that in mind. Industrial stocks, there's FedEx, 6% still. Airlines doing well today. Lovedal, AAL, all 0.8% up to about 1.5% in positive territory. So bit of a mix showing so far, 0.23% now for the S&P. Let's go back over to Sean.
Okay, you're not going to believe this, Brendan, but it looks like now Snowflake IPO maybe 180 now. So we'll wait to the upside on Snowflake, and we'll be in a little Snowflake there. Hopefully we can take that one for a win. McDonald's right now. Okay, it's $1 in the money right here on da-da-da-da-da. I'm loving it. Upside right now on McDonald's. Good trade here. I was going to say, am I frozen here? But no, McDonald's just not moving around. We are long at 222.59. So yeah, that's $1 in the money. Unfortunately, we did drop it off there like we talked about the majority of our shares, but I told you we were holding 40% back to the upside and just took some out there at all-time highs for McDonald's. Okay, Apple, we're short as well. Our average price is right here at 84. We did take the majority of them here at 79 on that break, and then averaging a little bit at 97. So Apple right now short, and I think it could be a good one. We're at our highest time, our highest spot today. So it's been a big money-making day as it continues to drop down. So let's wait to see if it can get a little bit more. Come on, Apple, get going. What's up, B?
Yeah, guys, did reopen there. Not terribly exciting, but to the upside, nevertheless. 8.6%, back to 44 cents there. We mentioned they're going to sell their entire transportation business to Alstom. They picked up the business jet division mid last year. I think it was mid or late last year. So also grabbing the transportation business from Bombardier, guys.
223.
There you go, Bombardier. Nice little Canadian look there for you. Of course, this trading floor you're seeing with a nice little pan shot there, located in Toronto, Canada. But I want to get you guys back to Kodak, and like I said, the only time I lose, I'm trying to go long it for whatever reason. Get back into the short party here. It's now testing back down to 920. I just took another leg out there in front of 25 at 31 for about a 37 penny win. I'll take some more shares out in front of that 9 to 920 area. And like I said, we're going to try and roll this one for a 9 break for the bigger win. But it's multiple shorts here, scalping Codex to the south side. Oracle, on the other hand, sort of holding the bottom for now, but you can't ignore the fact that it breaks VWAP here. It gets pretty close to getting me in front of that 61. But the market's starting to slide to the downside. So, obviously I've got the structure in place. It's going to have to break the low of the day either way, but that's seeming like it could be a thing. It's not guaranteed. One last short we'll give to you guys from our watch list of a couple of days now. IPOB starting to round out at 16 even. I much would have preferred it makes that another push down. I've already taken 2/3 out for profit on that short at 16.50. If it gets down to that 70.80, that's where I'm going to go long. I'm not going to go long here at 16. It's got to break one more leg down. Show me some support at that price that I like, that 15.70 from yesterday in the afternoon. Then I'll think about reversing from short to long. I will, however, move my stop to break even. Not necessarily going to give it through that top. So we'll go with a break even stop. Cannot turn this one from a winner into a loser, guys.
Okay, guys, and yeah, I hope you listen. We're going to punch it, and then I'm going to hit the rewind. Look at Apple. Bang, big win on Apple. But rewind. What did I say about Adobe? If you go back and you listen, again, all over our watch list was Adobe this morning. I told you guys that it looked like it was a failed report, even though we were up on the day. I talked about Adobe looking like it was going to crack through and that the short was going to be in today on Adobe. And you see what's happened. Do I have it? No. But did I give it to you? Hells to the yeah. So it's a mac and cheesy, I don't know, lemon squeezy win there. But yeah, good idea for me on that one. And oh yeah, and by the way, I got some slack for going short on Apple. Okay, 40 cents in the money right now. Apple to the downside. We already cashed a little bit out on that one, as you can see, in, out. Oh my God, 42. Where was my bid? My bid's down there in the 20s. So we almost got hit there for that, but we are out of a quarter of our trade rate there. We'll adjust our stop orders, but right now you see the market coming downside there. And yeah, there it is. My money says bang right there. Thanks, Sam. Yeah, right now, everyone's money hopefully is to the downside right now as the market comes crashing down a little bit. Apple does resist it off of that 50 level. We'll put another bid in there, see if we get out in the 50s. We don't need this thing to rip right back to the upside, but we are waiting for Mr. Powell's neighborhood to start up about 2 p.m. So that'll definitely affect some of these tech stocks as we'll wait to see what's going to be happening with money and Boros, and Snowflake is up to 180. We did talk about that again. So yeah, I have my order still in there, but hella nervous where this one's eventually going to go, guys. That is Snowflake.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm sort of looking at. I'm seeing 180 to 185, people are saying. I'm going with limit orders either way. I think one of the things I can always do is it indicates higher and higher. You can make a decision point if you go with a limit. If it goes too high for you, maybe you can take less shares. But I like to have that control. I do want to get over to NYSE here, and I talked about a couple of levels. I was going to use a breakdown of 38, and this was before it had actually broken and given me the short at 40 in front of 42. So we did get trailed out of the last of that short. So as much as it was good, it wasn't perfect. I'm not using 38 again. I'm going to go with this 39 level. If this breaks to the downside, I'll take a shot at that. If it tests back up to that 42 and rolls over, I think we can re-enter at about that same price, 41.5. So we're not done with NYSE by any stretch of the imagination. I can tell you Kodak just broke $9. So, of course, I'm still short at $9.68, about 80 pennies in the money. We talked about getting hopefully a dollar win on it. Looks like it's going to come to fruition. Had one long and like 7 or 8 shorts here that have worked out for us. But on NNOX, I'm now looking for a 39 breakdown to short this one as well.
Okay, and yeah, by the way, guys, what goes up must come down. So let's hit something. Let's go with an evil laugh right here. Hey guys, what's up? That smashed the like button, but there it is, hit evil laugh. Ha, 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 ha. As Apple just comes falling right downside, we get out there for big wins there. It keeps on moving now. 113.47 now at day's low again for Apple. So making the moves down. We're short at 114. So nice little 50-cent win here on Apple. I actually just did adjust my order. We're going to go less shares on Snowflake at the open. My day has been too big so far right now. We'll look to top it off with Snowflake, but here comes Apple all the way to the downside there. So we'll go pokeroo. Who knew you? As we keep on going to the downside now on Apple. A nice little 50-cent win. And again, guys, this is how we're trading it today. It's been a big day for us here. I'm negative on nothing, so that's not bad. Oh, actually, sorry, I am negative, and this is position pending on McDonald's. So we're going to wait on that one. But right now, today, it's been so good, man. Apple's been a huge win for us. It's 75 cents. Now, DraftKings, you see this little long off the open, bang, and then bang again today. I'm going to be doing a breakdown of one of my trades yesterday. That's going to be coming up at 1 p.m. on our special show today coming through. That's that name. FCX, boom, to the upside on that little rumor there. FedEx, hello, big time win there as well. Kodak, nothing to really... Come on, Kodak. There we were short here, but we give up the ghost as we trade too many shares on that name. And then Nikola, my largest stock today. I lie. FedEx and DraftKings. This is third. Nikola right to the upside. Big time wins on this one. So multiple dollar winners for you today. And it's been a big day, needless to say. And we're going to look to top that off with a little snowflakey action, which is hopefully it does an IPO near that 200 mark. That could be a spot where people start to fade it.
Yeah, that's a psychological thing. I think certainly if the indicated open gets above 200, I'm probably not going to. I don't want it on the open if it's above 200. I'd look for a dip buy in that situation. I'm watching Kodak. It just had a battle here, 88 to 92, and was on level 2 here. A big time buyer seller battle. The sellers have won that one, so we're almost in the money a buck here. I think if we bounce off 850, we'll catch it on the way back in. Otherwise, now we're going to trail this one back up through about that 890. So if the buyers come back at that price, I will cover for a 70-cent win. Brendan, what do you got?
Just watching Oracle, guys. Looks like some late resistance possibly on the Republican side coming into this bill to allow Oracle to get involved with TikTok. So seeing a couple of sources reporting that some Republican senators might have a problem with this deal going through. But no reaction right now. Oracle still negative on the day, but not really doing a heck of a lot, guys.
How much do I trust Brendan?
We could just
I see that
rewind it.
news. I'm taking it out right here in front of VWAP for just a 30-cent win on the rest of that Oracle position. So it is what it is. I'm not going to fight that. That could send it to the downside. Snowflake opening up could send it to the downside. The market heading to the downside. Give me a break. If I have a chance to take the winner off on the face of that as well, I got to go ahead and do it.
Yeah, and I hit the rewind because I told you guys Oracle probably goes down on that final sale. So hopefully we'll see. I don't know if it does. I think it's going to be a great long-term ride for them because TikTok is quite the feather in the cap for anybody that gets that name. So we'll wait to see what the deal is exactly. More to come on that one. I did cancel my Tesla order to break. That's not Tesla, that's Apple. Apple, we're going to get out in the 60s again. Big win on Apple, but we've already talked about that. Okay, Tesla right here bounces off that 440 number. We did have some consolidation in the pre-market around 440, 443-ish. It comes basically dead to that number and then heads back up that $6. So yeah, right now Tesla missed opportunity. I think we could have got long here with VWAP and then just let it sit around until a 440 break. I still like the bottom to break out of this thing, but again, look at the futures, and this is what we talked about over and over and over again. It's actually ESZ, yeah, ZHMUZ, yeah, Z is right. We did talk about how you're going to get moves like this up and back down. We do have Fed coming at 2 o'clock, so I don't think there's any better time right now. Let's have a quick look at what the currencies are doing. This is probably Forex going to move along with gold and Bitcoin and whatnot, going to move on this number today at 2 p.m. So Brendan, give us some levels, bud, with Money Talks.
One of the big days for currencies, guys. We'll have a look at the U.S. Canadian dollar towards the U.S. dollar, exactly flat, really, where we've been over the past couple of days. So really, yeah, indeed, right now unchanged, 75.83. Again, a lot of these going to move at 2 p.m. this afternoon. As you can see right now, not a lot going on. Very muted action in currency land. But be aware, if you were watching the USD CAD, 76 on the top of the daily range, at the bottom 75.8, and then 75.5 the next level to the downside for the Canadian dollar. But exactly flat here for the USD CAD ahead of 2 p.m. The euro is slightly negative today, 0.2% to the downside. British pound back to the upside, almost 130. It did test 130, coming in a little bit, but 0.8% for the pound to the upside. Everything else, as I said, pretty muted, including cryptocurrencies. Not a lot going on here. 0.2, 0.4% for both of these, Ethereum and Bitcoin. Bitcoin back to about 10,900, trying to get back to 11,000, guys. Back over to you.
And I'm going to be all out of Kodak. I talked about trailing it once it broke down through that little buyer there at 89. 890 or so. It was a bit of a battle there at 890 between some buyers and some sellers. I saw some market orders going through. If it broke down, I would trail it to that price. Looks like it's heading northbound, so that was obviously a good decision. I could have had an extra 10 cents out of it, but I wanted to see if it did flush off that. I thought we'd get down to 850 like I mentioned, so probably worth it, I think, to try to get the extra 40 cents. But if it comes back up, 950 is a level I'll consider for a re-entry point. Speaking of re-entries, didn't get it on the way down. We talked about this several times, and NOx has been on the watch list, but I've mentioned that this is short sell restricted. Yeah, you're going to see it up 3.61%. However, this is what happened in the last couple of days. So when you have that short sell rule, the restriction rule, it's 10%, but then the following day, it's also going to be under restriction. So I didn't catch it on the way down here. But on the way back up, I'm able to catch some shorts, 39.34. I'll give this one to this little level here around 40.50. Maybe dig in one more time at VWAP. Obviously, waiting for 42 is pretty good. I think a better position would be if I get a test at that price. So I'll leave myself some room for that. Like we keep mentioning, whenever we do get an open on Snowflake, we are going to jump right over to it. Obviously, that's going to be a big play. I don't want the long off the open if it's over 200. On my last order, I was looking at me like a 175 for a limit. It keeps on indicating higher, and I keep having to adjust. Of course, this all started at 120, and the first indication was 150. So we're adjusting on the fly. We don't know when it's going to open up. We'll give it to you right when it does.
Hey, what's up, Elizabeth Miller? Good member for us and a big contributor to the chat. I hope you're still here and listening to this. Here we go. All right, had to puppy, and then people loving the puppies. I know Brendan and I, both dog guys. I love my puppy as well. She turns 1 very soon, so big shout out to Belle. the cockapoo that is now running our household. Needless to say, the ladies love that. And I know there's Brendan. He's a dog guy as well. Oh, one of my calls that I've had for a bit has been SPG, and I want to give a shout out to Greg for this one because we talked about this, and I told him how much I loved SPG down in the 60s. That's Simon Property Group. This is again another play here on retail games, retail properties. Simon Property Group, the largest commercial space holder, I believe, in the U.S. So Simon Property Group just going to the upside here. And anybody long with me on this one, man, look at the bases here around 50. We were pounding it. The dividend is around 6 or 7%. They did cut it, so I have to find out exactly more about that. But SPG, I just want to bring this to everyone's attention because we've given this to you at $60-ish. Now we're busting through to 73. Great to see that. And look, man, we are breaking out possibly on SPG. So not to say if you want to play options, but SPG looks like it's breaking out. It's not a crazy mover, but on any sort of a vaccine news, man, this thing goes to $90 quicker than anything else probably moves. So watch out for SPG. CCL was a name that I looked at today, and I told you about, not I told you, but we were talking about levels here going through this spot right now, 1631. It looks like we were dead on with that level, but no real action off of that. Doesn't seem to go. And look, man, like I would put my feet up, but there still is trading to go. But we are waiting. I'm just waiting for one thing and one thing only. That's Snowflake. When that opens up, now estimated at 195 for an opening. So wowzers, man. This is the largest now easily. I mean, it was easily before, but the largest software IPO of all time is Snowflake, now even getting larger. But the one thing to know about Snowflake is so much obvious open interest, up to 195 right now. You have to be very, very careful on what's going to happen here. So I have lowered from 1 million shares to 7. No, I don't have that many shares in there. We're going to wait to see if it breaks above 200. Wow, on Snowflake. McDonald's $1 in the money now, and we are definitely on fire with McDonald's making moves to the upside again here. Long rate down here, 22.60. You see my average price. Actually, no, that's it right now. I'm holding this left. We dropped what we had down here. We averaged in, and we told you we were averaging in. And then, unfortunately, it does take a little bit down. But McDonald's, all-time highs, and your boy has got that one. Hard to think it was on Travis Scott, though, Brendan.
Indeed, but apparently that was the only reason for McDonald's to go higher today. This Myomo, M-Y-O, just popped back up on a volume scanner here, guys. We got rejected up there at that 65 area. This was 565 area in the pre-market. So coming back in once again for MYO. Looks pretty good, actually, to the downside. If we can get below this 5 big-time buyers stepped up there and held that thing for quite some time on MYO, guys.
We'll go with, we're coming to Brendan over to a winning trade. We'll go with the Yeehaw because he's a country music man. I talked about these IPOB, and again, it's kind of like Kodak where we'll get out before it reverses off the bottom, all because just identified a bit of a level there. 1570 in this case. In the case of Kodak, was more reading the tape in level 2. But here's the hard turnaround. I did want to reverse to the long side trade. However, it didn't quite get down to that little bottom that I was trying to test. So a little bit far away from my order. I do get out trailing of my short. So we go 1647 short, and we end up taking about 60 pennies on the last third of that trade. We talked about that level being possible support and an area to get out of the short position and a possible long. This was exactly why you're seeing it come back in. So Kodak, same thing was that play. NNOX, basically flat on this next short that we have here at 39.54. The spread's about 10 cents, so that's the amount that we're down bid now at 39.50. I do want to get over to that MYO that you mentioned there, Brendan. This is the only stock that I'm negative on the day. Tried it in the pre-market for a quick short in and out for a loss like 5 pennies. One good short off the bottom. Another one that did not work out here. They got trailed out at 525. This little spike up here, which gets you to, if I can just sort of go back to this 580 level at the top, but does not quite break through. I would have liked to see it test 580, ideally even break the 580 mark and then slide back down. That's the entry which has worked pretty well so far today. But if it doesn't break that 580 point at all, maybe puts in a lower high at 550, I'd be willing to short this one. This is going to be worth it for me to break long at that 580. Have not reversed in these other names here. I've only been looking to short them. MYO, on the other hand, I would go long on a break of that 580 mark. Not looking at this 590 on literally zero volume here if you go to like 6 a.m. I like the level which had some volume to it. That's going to be this 580 area from earlier on in the morning, guys. I can't believe it. It's like this time the day is absolutely flying, which it's great because when you're up and it's exciting, the market's moving for you, but it also means got only an hour left for Snowflake to open up here. We're going to get to Valeria in a quick second for the European update. Really hope that we get this open and trade this one live. Either way, I know we're all going to be trading it. We can tweet out the results and still talk about it, so follow us all on Twitter. Would be exciting if we get this one off the open, but I know we're going to get our European update in a second. I want to get quickly back to Kodak, which not bouncing as far as I thought, guys, so I'm going to go with an order. You know what, I'm not going to go an 875 break just because this level here at 850. I'll wait for an 850 break. Otherwise, retrace him back into 950 where we shorted before. That's the plan of action for me now on Kodak, guys. Only position I have on now was NNOX in the money, but my first out will be probably 60, 70 cents worth of a win. Then looking for about $1.50 and then a full dollar. Not going to get away from Kodak, however. As long as this thing is below 1050, I'm only looking for short trades in Kodak, guys. Oh, we are ready. You guys want to see Valeria? I know you do. Let's go to the big screen for the European update.
Hey guys, welcome to the European update. Europe is pretty choppy today. Britain is at the bottom, down 0.69%. Germany is down 0.07%. France is down 0.37%, and Spain is up 0.64%. Zara owner in the tax is keep going up after announcing that it's back to profit amid poor sales. Back to traders.
All right, we're still waiting for Snowflake. I'm not going to be doing too much until that does open up. We do have a video coming up, though, and you can check out our Market Wisdom page. I'm going to push it right now. It's my journey coming up soon as well at 11:45 if you're interested in that. Maybe Snowflake IPOs, hopefully before then, and we can take that. But the reason why I bring up the Stock Market Wisdom page is we do have on there a lesson, or I guess a video review on how to trade IPOs. So maybe, Valeria, if you can find that one on there. Oh, she's perfect. Already on top of it. There's our Stock Market Wisdom page, but the IPO, search for IPOs there, and it will come up. And basically, people asking for what is the gameplay here, as I'm staring at DraftKings. But the gameplay really, I'm going to go long no matter what, but what you want to do is look for size, right? Look for size on the bid. If you're long, look for size on the offer. You're probably not, well, you're not going to be able to go short, but we'll wait to see what does happen here for Snowflake as it's going to open up, indicating now near $200. So it's going to be a juicy one. Needless to say, Snowflake, I'm in there ready to rock and roll, but I can't do anything until it opens.
Yeah, and you mentioned you guys aren't going to be able to go short. I mean, we were able to get locates here. I believe I got them from our floor manager, so about 5 or 6 cents per share. It's an advantage we have here at Day Trade the World. Some brokers are going to be able to get those locates, so you can go short selling. If you don't have the availability to do that, it is what it is, so you can follow along with the trade. I like, regardless if I'm going to short it or not, I always like to have them on board for a couple of reasons. Just gives me some flexibility with order flow, but I don't want to get married to only one direction. Over 200, I will not use a market order for myself to get into that one. I do want to quickly jump back over to Tesla. Now, we did have an idea that we liked on Tesla. It just, we haven't really had any kind of a top end sort of break or even a retest of that sort of 458 level. And I did like yesterday's high a little bit better. So I wanted to see it almost break that 58. Failed to get through the yesterday 462 top, and then maybe try in a bit of a short. Now the market was coming down. I felt like it would be a good spot for Tesla. I found, at least the last few months, pick the spots in Tesla. If I'm trading Tesla every day, it means I'm doing it wrong. When I trade it once or twice a week, that's when the real successes come in. So if it gives me the entry, we're all over it. Just haven't seen that happen yet for me in Tesla. NNOX breaks 450, so the roller coaster ride continues on that one. Mixed results for me. The greatest short was probably the 42. That was the plan in the pre-market. If I had only done that trade, probably should have been the way I went around it, then that would have a monster day on it. Unfortunately, giving some of that back. I still like that 42 level, and I'm only getting involved in Tesla, like I said, if it tests through 58 and does not go through 62 as well.
Yeah, NNOX, I think it was.
Yeah.
yeah, and remember, guys, I was liking the longs down here, didn't take it, but watch out, it does bounce through VWAP there. I know Neil tried it. Was a big mover from 44. Wow, good move down to 30. I mean, these stocks are nuts. McDonald's still goes now back to its high of the day and making new. I don't know if it's all-time highs, but it's pretty darn close. 224 and change. We love that stock, and here we go. $1.40 now in the money on McDonald's, and it just I'm at the highest point I've been at all day. I keep saying that, and McDonald's is definitely helping that out. But unfortunately, we did get tapped out there on the VWAP. Beyond Meat, though, I mean, we still have 40% of that trade, so it's still good. But Beyond Meat right now, up 6%. It looks like it's one of the largest runners that we can find right here today as far as these kind of stocks are concerned. Roku was moving as well, but that's now back down. Chewy, oh, my friend Chewy, up 3%. But looking at some levels here on Beyond Meat, we are right at that VWAP. You could have been an assassin down here and picked that off once you did break back through at 155, and it only goes to 155.70. So some of the juice may be squeezed out of this meatless stock, but new meatballs coming through. I thought they already look at McDonald's now taking off. They say Beyond Meat. You know what? There was a PLT, plant lettuce tomato, that McDonald's did release with Beyond Meat, but that's not what's causing this move up. But McDonald's right now with all-time highs. So yeah, Superman is back into the building as we have the largest spot we've had all day on this name. McDonald's making moves, but we were just talking, of course, about this stock, Beyond Meat. So let's just see if it takes out the highs. I don't want to get involved with too many tech stocks now. I know it's 3 hours until Fed comes, but the market's going to sleep on this, guys.
Yeah, I want to jump back to a name that actually, you know, it certainly has been active, of course, INO, and it's on our watch list. If you guys tracked our progress and our ideas that we had on this, one of them was, of course, this 1610 area break. The first leg was a good scalp out of it. There's a nice little pan of the trading floor. There you go, guys. Now it looks like it's a bit of a fail through, and it's this price here where my initial short that was my best trade on INO around 15.50. If we can get a rollover back through that price, I think we get a retest of 15 here. So you have a failed break through what was that significant level of 16.10. Usually indicates there's a short opportunity for us here, but watch out. There could also be a second test through that high of the day. The second time it breaks it, especially in the afternoon, on these names that do hundreds of millions of shares a day. This one will be in the tens, however. It can be good in the afternoon. So watch for a 1630 as the current high. If that goes at like 130, that's a trade I would certainly put on. If it holds below, I'm watching for a 1550 short. Brendan, what do you got for us, bud?
Just watching this XBIO, some volume coming in right now to this XBIO over the past half an hour or so. Anyways, it picked up through $1. We're up to $1.20, but into some big levels over here on the daily chart. 22% for XBIO. Not really seeing anything significant as far as news, guys.
Watch Disney, everything. Yeah, I've already explained. I'm just taking comments here because I'm basically done, man. We're making lots of money and we're basically flat right now. So I'm waiting for Snowflake to open up. I hope it does come. The strategy is just let's just look at what it looks like right now. Snowflake is right here. A lot of people asking about it. Yeah, I'm gonna get long at 97 cents. No, but there's lots of bids in here right now. This doesn't indicate anything. What you're actually waiting for is the open price, and when that comes through, what we're hoping to see. Look at McDonald's, $2 winner. Now we're hoping to see that Snowflake will open up, and then you'll see some size on the level 2. I mean, it's going to open up like a normal stock. There's going to be bids, and there's going to be asked, and it's going to be chaotic. So you're just going to have to wait to see where it goes. There's lots of investors in this name early that have already made like 30 times. I don't know what the buy-in price was for Salesforce or Mark Benioff.
I know the last raise was like 13 billion valuation. So I mean, from there to 120,
yeah,
at that point that was like
45 billion.
I mean, you know, that's like 250% at 120. If it opens up at 200, I mean, you guys can do that ridiculous math there. I just saw it was a 1.5 million buy-in balance, Sean. It just actually dipped seconds ago to 500,000. So there are some when big adjustments
so
start
it's gonna
coming
print
in. It looks like it could be opening up relatively soon when you see big adjustments in our balance locator. So I don't know if it's going to be true, but hopefully it does come in the next few minutes.
Yeah, you can see right here. I have it open. Did you have the balance locator open?
Mine's too small.
Okay, so here it is here, guys. Snowflake already paired off 1.375 million. So they've already sort of set the offers with the bids. There's still 500,000 left over. I'm not sure what they're going to open it at. You know, they may have to pair them all off before they go, but it's taking this long because they can't find sellers. So just remember that as we go. McDonald's, man, all-time highs again. $1.65 in the money. And yeah, we're loving it. 225 upside right now. We're going to drop this. If it just gets back to 224, we can probably give it to 223.80. Let's give it to 223.80 all the way back here. We'll give this all up just to see if it wants to keep running. But McDonald's is really high right now. You know what? I'm going to drop this off if it comes back to 224. We'll give up 50 cents to make $1.80 on this name. So McDonald's right now, we liking this as we go. Oil today as well, $40 up 4% with oil today. So that's been a runner as well. Tesla flat on the day. Look, guys, I'm not going to trade anything crazy until 2 p.m., so watch out for that. But we do have our show on at 1 p.m. right here. You'll get it. Become a member. Join our community. You'll get a note. We're doing live segments at 1 p.m. today. And again, I don't have it on my board, guys, but if you can hit that, that would be great. McDonald's, get out at 2:24 break. Let's celebrate $1.50, guys.
Yeah, I want to quickly go back to NYO for a quick second here. $5 was a level before. We're going to look to see if we can take that one again. Now that it's holding lower, sort of below that 550 mark, going to be in play for me one more time. I did say this is the one that I would try break long if it ever takes 580. So I'm going to lock that one in either direction in the middle. Not going to touch it. Got to let your levels come to you as opposed to forcing the action. Well, we have teased a couple of times, and today's Wednesday. Tomorrow is Thursday, where we have a very, very special guest coming through. Two special guests actually coming through, representing Liquid Media, a nice Canadian production company, traded on the NASDAQ. Joshua Jackson, you might recognize him from a few things. I like to say The Mighty Ducks, one of the greatest hockey movies of all time. But they're going to be stopping by tomorrow, 11:45. He's the chairman, and also they're going to have the CFO, Daniel Cruz, along with them to talk about changes in the production space, as well as what they're doing at Liquid Media and some exciting things that they have to announce, which may be gaming related for those of you that are game nerds. I know there's a few of them on this trading floor, and the names they have in their catalog, fun for me. I talk about NBA Jam. That's one of my all-time favorite games, and that's in their catalog.
1665 here on a break. We'll take a little bit of shares here if CCL does want to break. It's done 14.5 million shares. Unfortunately, and this is the problem when you kick your feet up and relax a little bit, you do miss some of these trades. And again, I did give this one to you guys back at 9:30 or 9 o'clock when we talked about CCL. And yeah, 1635. I wanted to see it break the top. The top was more here in the pre-market, 1620, 1625, but that held beautifully. Now we're making moves upside. I don't know if there's any news or anything on this, but a little bit of volume coming in here on CC. You know what? Actually, not that much volume. As I see it, my volume indicator is low. It was big on the close yesterday. But yeah, not much happening, but CCL right here taking out the highs of the day. And the next level to go on this one is somewhere around right here, man, 1665. So that's why we talk about 1666. It seems like a far away ways, but if something does pop, we could get to that. I got to, Hydration Nation, I forgot my big water bottle, but we do have the small guy on board here, Trader TV milk jug here. You got to drink like 8 or 10 of these to get to that big guy, but Brendan, hit us up.
One name we haven't really talked about today, guys, UPS, obviously United Parcel Service, getting the FedEx bump here in the aftermarket yesterday, all the way up to 168.5. But look at how they have just faded this all the way back down to basically where it was yesterday. Whereas if you look at FedEx, not even halfway back yet as far as the aftermarket move is concerned. So much more relatively strong FedEx is over UPS. If you're looking for one, maybe my chart's not working now. If I can flip back over to UPS. There we go. Looking for a weak one, possibly for the afternoon. UPS, guys.
I want to quickly get you guys back to Kodak here, just rounding out the bottom a little bit here. 870 is that low. I still like the opportunity to go short through a bit of a break there at that low, but I'm now watching this turnaround point, this 9 to 910 area where there was a bit of a battle just below it. So if it jumps above that price, I could expect some squeezing to come in, and it might be worth a quick little long into 950. So I've really had limited success with the one long breakout. This one will be different. I think if people try to round into a short that could take you to a bit of a gap fill at that point, a further gap fill, I should say, it might be a squeeze through that 910. So I will take a quick little long through that price and an 875 short. Look, when it comes to an IPO like this, for each of you, we always say trade your own account, trade your own risk tolerance. If you're only willing to risk $1,000 on this IPO and you want to go long at the wherever it opens up, let's say it opens up at 200, you have to have some kind of an out, obviously. And if you think, okay, if it retraces 10%, I want to cover it. That's the math you have to work with, and say you're risking 20 bucks. So do the math for yourself, and then consider one more thing. There will be a ton of slippage, and it's not like I can give you a fantastic example on level 2 what it might look like, but imagine a thin stock like an NNOX moving very, very rapidly, and it could be at $200. I would expect you can have multiple dollars worth of slippage through any stop order that you have. A 180 stop, you could be filled at 175. That's the reality. That's the level of risk you have to consider. So you bake in that slippage to any calculation you might make if you are going long and you want to use stop orders. I'd also be careful. I'd be careful using market orders at all in any situation, especially on something like this today, where it could be moving around quite a bit. It's only about 40 minutes until we get to the end of the show. I'm hoping that we'll open up here, just got another update. It's still holding around a 500 to 600,000 buy imbalance, but no indications in terms of time when it's going to open up. My bracket set for Kodak, that's probably the next trade I'll have unless you get a flush in IPOB. All of the eyes are on that snowflake when we hopefully get an open soon.
Looking at that snowflake trade. Okay, McDonald's, we did get out of that one. It does break through. Oh man, it does break through 224, and now it just goes right back to day's high again. But look at the S&P 500. What a big move that was. And I want to say thank you to everybody again. Look, man, I mean, sometimes this is how we feel when we make some of these calls. But we gave you, again, I gave you guys Citigroup, talking all about that. I even did a little bit of a recap on why I thought Citigroup was undervalued. And now you're going to see exactly what I mean by that. Citigroup now, man, a big time mover to the backside there, giving this to you when it was up about 1% or 2. Now you're up 3. I prefer for myself, for longer term holdings, JP Morgan. It just makes more sense to me. A better management team. Citigroup has the new CEO coming. I wish her the best of luck, but no man test Jamie Dimon. So we'll wait to see if he can bring JP Morgan back. Tangible book assets, book value has this one at about 115, and I want to give a big thank you to a couple new members coming through before I throw to Brendan. Jay, and then I missed you up here, Adam, or maybe I didn't, but thank you so much. Wow, I know what Brendan's going to say, so give it, Brendan.
Lithium Americas Corporation? Sean did not know I was going. No. Yeah, there was a positive note, guys. We've talked about a couple of these this morning. There's a positive note 2 days ago about lithium and the higher demand for lithium as electric vehicles become more popular. So there's been a whole group of these stocks moving to the upside today. This is one of them. LAC, 8.3%. Look at the volume. Just took out day highs here and 950. So big time levels here for LAC, guys, all on the back of positive note that said demand for lithium going to be increasing over time, guys.
Just before we go here, we're not going anywhere, but I just want to show you here. This is the current snowflake bid and ask. So 205. This is on the big board at the NYSE, 205 by 210 right now with 28 million shares of volume. The IPO price, $1.20. So yeah, we may not get to that, but there it is right there as of 11:13. So we're getting, I guess if they're showing this, we're getting pretty close. What can I do? I'll probably miss that. My order was only at 200, and to be honest with you, I'll probably adjust it a little bit higher, but this just seems ridiculous. I had it set for tons of shares.
It's like over now, over 2 times Zoom's valuation. But and probably significantly at 200, I think. I think that was at like 180. I just want to, thank you for the super chat, Brent. We'll give those answers and explain the IPOs. We did a video on it, and you guys asked us, we're going to give it to you, and we appreciate the thanks. Before I get to Kodak, which yes broke 870, so I'm short again. Just took some out in front of a buy. I'll take some more in front of 850. It's going to be another short win here. But I want to get to Oracle here and explain something. Look, I obviously outlined a plan for you guys on Oracle. In the pre-market, I talked about this 60-20 level, where I got it from yesterday's support, expecting a buy the dip. It does double bottom here. I do get the plan of action as we expect. Get the first third out in front of VWAP. It extends the move. Would have gone to my second target at 61. Breaks through right into my third target. So yes, the plan was perfect, and it would have all worked out. However, I do get out for about a 30-cent win, take the rest out when Brendan gives me negative news. In my view on Oracle, the market was sliding to the downside at that moment. I make a judgment call there. You have to do this sometimes. Look, ultimately, you have to be willing to adjust your plan. News matters. It can move the stock. In this case, it didn't. Fair enough. I'm not going to be angry with it. I'll make that choice probably 10 times out of 10 to lock in profit on a day like today. And look, it goes to plan. That's fair enough. But sometimes you have to make a judgment call. And Brendan gave the news. I'm going to react to it every time. Brendan, what do you got?
There is actually another one today, guys. Frog, F-R-O-G on the NASDAQ, also a software company. So JFrog is the company, the name of the company, a software company again. $44 was the initial pricing. It's valued at $4 billion. So when there is an IPO the size of Snowflake, the biggest of all time in the tech group, obviously we're going to be focusing on that. But FROG on the NASDAQ also hasn't started trading yet, guys.
Nope. Yeah, FROG is halted again as well. We'll call that up for you just so you can see what a halted state looks like in NASDAQ on our system. So there it is right there, FROG. Thank you so much. And I did see a lot of people talking about that. Hey, look, more members coming here. I'm completely flat. You can see that. We're at the highest spot we've been at all day. Richard, and we've already done Jay. So thank you so much. Snow Frog, what a day. Yeah, maybe there will be a new animal discovered today, a snow frog. We'll see. But frog right now, I have both open and both ready to rock and roll. I'm not sure. You just gave the indicated open. Maybe on frog was what, $40 or $50, something like that. So any news on that, Brendan, we'll throw that to our viewers. But yeah, thanks for bringing that up. It's been a snowflake kind of day. But right now, with only, we've been on the air 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and we've talked about this a lot, so we can move on to something else. What about Mr. Softy, my favorite stock to trade? Actually, my favorite stock to trade lately is CCL, but we already have that plan of action ready to go, and here we go, guys. Look at the move up. Straight up with this market, man. They're loving everything about it today, but again, I'm almost thinking that this little move up probably gets faded just because of Jay Powell, but I'm not really sure what he could say that would slow this market down. We already know that they're buying bonds, they're buying junk bonds. Jay Powell's already said that his number one concern here is going to be the market and the integrity of the market. So if there is any, but Jay Powell ready to rock and roll and pull all the triggers on this. Ever since Donald Trump came out and said that he was maybe misstepping a little bit, Jay Powell, and they had that special dinner, ever since then, it's been low rates to go, so I don't expect anything different today, guys.
Yeah, and to the actual lows is Kodak here, and I have a target. I get some out in front of 845, and this is why I took some shares out in this 870 break for only 15-20 cents. We've been taking a bit more on each trade, as you can see when I've shorted it, but this time pre-market bottom is right here at 845. I'll hang on to the last third, so it either breaks that price, and if it does, I'll still have a break even, but I think $8 will be the next target down. Otherwise, I have a break-even stop on this final third. So the party does not stop on Kodak. We'll continue to do some backflips. Of course, I had to go long once, and you see it break through the low of the day. So I'm going to be happy with it. I can't even believe I tried a long on this stock. If you patiently wait for the shorts, it's always worth the while here. So let's see Kodak breaking through that low of the day. Good luck to go to the daily chart. I'll try to zoom in so you can see a better look at where this thing has come from on the breakout. If it does retest, there was a previous sort of resistance level on the way back up. Second day after a parabolic move at 780 and change. I think that's a reasonable target if it ever breaks 8 even. So if it breaks 8, dumps in, I'll probably be getting out on that momentum into that 780. That'd give me almost $1 win on this last short. Started this puppy all the way here, shorts at 1020. Again, we're short at 975. Again, we're short at 950, and then 950 again, 970, and now here again at 870. So shorts working out in Kodak. Can't get away from it if it's going to continue to. But all eyes are going to be on Snowflake when it does happen, guys. That's what I'm interested in. I'm going to pop this one here, and I feel like we should have done this in reverse order. We didn't, and we saved Sean's for last. Sean's Trader Journey going to be popping in today as we're releasing that video at the end of the show here, just in about half an hour or so. So make sure you check this one out, guys. Get an idea where we all came from. Brennan and I did ours, but Sean's a fun journey as well. So make sure you check that out. Future videos, guys, if you want us to do something, we're going to be taping live at 1 o'clock today. But if you suggest topics to us, we tend to put them on for you guys. And we did one on IPOs. Maybe we'll do another if Snowflake comes around. We have some more to add to it. Certainly, we did one on SPACs as well. So that was suggested by you guys. Here comes that Kodak, so I will now move my trail from that 870 break even, probably to 850 or 845, that previous low, and then ride the train to the bottom. Kodak, shorts all day, baby.
We're just, again, we're watching this, Brendan and I going back and forth here on Kodak, and we're saying to each other, which one of us wants to tell the audience? And Brendan, because I'm building it up, I will do it. Kodak right now, 225 looks like the indicated open. And I see everybody on the chat asking for bangs. We are asking for Kodak. We are not going to stay on for Kodak. We're going to be off the show here. Snow or Frog, a J-Frog for that example. But we're not going to stay on. We have to prepare for our 1 p.m. show. If you want to come back and watch us at 1 p.m., we are doing a variety of topics today, including I'm going to be breaking down a trade anatomy. I'm also going to be telling you guys about one of my biggest trades of all time. That's going to be live at 1 p.m. And then we have a few others, trading terms. And I apologize, I don't have it right now. Brendan, when we throw back to him, he'll talk about all the topics. But it's going to be a good one. 5 short videos for you today, all to be filmed at 1 p.m. So make sure you come back. The other thing too is if you like what we're doing and you're brand new to the show, definitely hit that like, hit that subscribe, and then in our opinion, most importantly, definitely hit that share, because today we were over 6,000 viewers, I thought, at one point. Let's get that to 10, let's get that to 20, 83, 84, 85,000 subscribers as well. So lots of things happening, and I promise you, as long as you keep coming back, and guys, put it in the chat, anybody that's been with us since April, May, June, let the new people know what kind of trades we can put on, what kind of success we have. Let them know that you've seen us do damage into this market, and I promise you, bang, we'll continue to explode this all over the place and give you guys what you want on front of everything. We're going to show you live IPOs opening up. We're going to give you strategies, and we have that market wisdom page that we are all so proud of. So definitely hit that like. Make sure you keep coming back daily, guys.
Yeah, just going to get to a volume spike here on APT Alpha Protect. Good mask making company. Located here in Canada, in Mississauga, not far from where I live. But I'm going to assume that this spike here was based on some CDC comments that masks might be more effective than a vaccine. Either way, this is, I think, that spike that you're probably getting. We'll get Brendan to confirm whether that's likely true. It does seem, because of the space they're in, that's going to be the case. It's not continuing volume.
I know.
And it hasn't done a million shares either, unfortunately, guys. So it's a nice little play here. Maybe if it takes out the top or gives you a consolidation of 1425, but the volume not following through. I think it moved on that little tidbit of news. Doesn't seem like there's anything here for me to continue a follow through. But if you're watching off of ProTech, that's the reason it just spiked.
Yeah, it was just the CDC. I don't know if you mentioned it. The CDC said masks better than vaccines. So we'll wait to see. I mean, we have masks here. My NASDAQ mask is over at my desk. Maybe I'll go get that for you. Don't want to leave our seat right now, as the more and more we go on the day, the closer we are going to be getting to some of these IPOs. Okay, let's check out FCX. We did look at FCX earlier on today. We did buy on aluminum prices. Some big news coming through there. Aluminum prices making moves. And of course, FCX, big with aluminum. Needless to say, they're at big time highs right now, FCX. You want to talk about bottom picking a stock. If you were able to get this one near 5, it's a triple. I mean, it's not a fantastic move. There's been bigger stocks, but this is pretty much consistently on the way up. So Freeport-McMoRan was a big stock for me today. McDonald's, we did get a super chat for McDonald's, and I did want to say thank you to everybody that was trading this name today. You know, you may like the Big Macs, but we like money even more than that. As you can see, VWAP turns itself upside down and starts going northbound here, and you create that move to the upside, not even coming close to VWAP. This is why we averaged in down here and got some more shares. I had a feeling we could break it and then come back to the downside. The only news I could find, and Brendan couldn't find anything either, was Travis Scott creating meat shortage problems for McDonald's based on his new combo, but I don't know if that's the case. McDonald's $1 billion, hundreds of billions in market cap, so you got to watch out for that name still moving. I do like options plays on it because this is a breakout right now on McDonald's. I think we heard Brendan. What's up?
Volume alert here, guys, on American Airlines. So 4.25% here for AAL, having quite the quiet day. If you needed something else to have a look at, AAL here, look at the volume coming into this thing up here at 1375. So we're right near the top end of the daily range, around 14. So just a heads up, going to check the headlines on, but I don't really see anything at first glance on AAL, but definitely a volume event here, guys.
Maybe the mask news. I mean, I don't know. That kind of feels like it could be a bit of a recovery play, but this spike happened before that news dropped. That's why I would hesitate to think that that's going to be the case. So I don't like trading these things blind, and not this time of day, and not with a highly anticipated event coming in. We've seen some indications of like 230 at this point, so there was slim chance I was going to go long off the open at 200 on Snowflake. It's zero chance I'm going to take the opening print if it's like 230. That's a little bit ridiculous. Just looking at American to the upside, I do want to get that news, obviously. But if you go into the higher time frame, it did just break out through yesterday's top and now looking to retrace. So normally I'd be thinking about shorting this move to gap fill back in, but if I don't know what's going on in the airline cruise sector right now, no, I'm not going to take that short. That's a little reckless. Apparently. Again, if we get the news, then I get some juice to that trade, but I'm not going to take this short back through yesterday's high, not while I'm trading blind. The only thing that I'm watching very, very closely, in addition to Snowflake, obviously, is going to be Kodak. Our last break trade, of course, we got 870. I'm going to trail this one back to like an 850, like I mentioned before, so lock in some profit. If it breaks 8, I talked about that 780 level, probably turning into some support down there based on the higher time frame look. So I am ready to get out if 8 breaks on the south side of that trade. Use other people's stops as my exit point on Kodak for just shy of $1 winner. It's been a great short from like 1050 all the way through, and that was the price we gave to you on the watch list in the pre-market, that if you ever had a rollover at that price, we were going to take it. We had to get aggressive because it was very well shy of that 1050. I had to take 1015s there a couple of times. Wasn't able to get it at 35 or 40 like I would have liked.
So something that I forgot to mention today, and it's been such a busy day, but we do have our guest trader of the day coming through very, very soon. And when he comes on, I am going to apologize to him because we will have to break if something does open. I don't know. There's a couple IPOs today. I have no idea what they are, but maybe if you watch the show, you've heard it about 5,000 times. Tesla right now going through NASDAQ, Tesla. And again, I mean, look at this. Look, Tesla's a fantastic stock to trade. There's absolutely no doubt about that. But when you're doing moves like this, I can't make money here, even though we scalp back and forth. It's just you open yourself up. One move in the futures, and this thing could just tick down. Like if you go long, I'll give you an example right now. If you're going to go long right now on Tesla because VWAP is right here, okay, then where is your out? Like you're going to go long at 450. Okay, that's fantastic. Your out maybe is down here, VWAP. If you're going to hold it all the way down here, that's $6, $7, $8 worth of risk. But then where is the momentum to push this thing to the upside? The S&P 500 is already there at the day's high. So if you're going to trade Tesla right now, you're going to need a catalyst to get this going. And I just don't see the risk-reward ratio right now basically on any stock. What I'm doing is I'm looking for stocks that are near highs, that are near breakouts, that have some kind of news to it. Like here you go. So it breaks through 450. So let's just pretend we're long at 450. Like, do I get out at 452? Maybe that's a good one. But then if I'm wrong, then I tick down here. And it's just a little move in the futures is going to give this thing a movement one way or the other. But if the futures do take out the high right now of 34, and again, I apologize, I have no idea what levels Arun talked about. But if we do go long, break out through here, even maybe through here, 34.14, then you could have a true movement one way or the other. So right now I'm sleepy, waiting on some of these movements. But Neil, the only one trade that I do have locked and loaded as I look down at my script orders, and by those I mean my stop orders, my orders that are ready to go, is CCL taking out the top of 1665. We got as high as 55 there before fading back down. So doesn't look like we'll get into that one.
Yeah, just going to quickly jump here to a question I saw in the chat there. What time frames do we look at? I'll almost always show you guys the executions on the 1 minute because it'll be the cleanest. Also working with level 2, which you'll always see. I'll always have a daily chart up no matter what on an individual stock, and then I'll float between usually 3 and a 15 on this other chart. I then also even have both the NASDAQ and the ES futures for myself, and some of these are replicated in some of my other screens I have in my setup as well. But I want to be able to show you guys all of those on the chart. It's just a lot easier on a clean look to give you guys the executions off of one. I mean, obviously, it can look a little bit odd on a 15 or even like a 60-minute, which occasionally might put up there. Look, I'm seeing this fade back in on American Airlines, and yeah, you identify if it rolls back through that previous high. It's a nice little scalp trade. But like I said, if I don't know what's going on here, I'm not going to take that trade. It is what it is. Kodak's going to come back up, and I'll get stopped out. It doesn't break 8 even to give me my 780 target, unfortunately. So I'll have to be happy once again with like a 20-25 cent scalp as I get trailed out at 850. So that 870 short, Probably got greedy by having a target and ignoring that even dollar where it just bounced off of or in front of that eight even level. I could have taken like 50 pennies on it, didn't do it. But we're up on the stock. I was looking for another extended move. I thought that could be a big break like the 10-15 was. Unfortunately, it's only going to be a smaller win for us on Kodak. And of course, we're waiting for snow. It is what it is. It's about 25 minutes to go. We have our guest trader of the day coming through. We'll see what we can do. We're going to go live to that stock when it opens. We can't promise anything. It's under the control of the NYSE.
Yeah. We have no idea when this thing's going to open up, and we hope it opens up sooner rather than later. Needless to say, as we'd love to get this traded, so y'all can see what we do here as it goes. So that's snow. We're waiting for that. CCL. I just did here. We're going back to Brendan. What's up, Brendan?
AMCX here, guys. We mentioned. I think Neil was talking about it there. Just getting an alert on it once again. About to take out day highs here. 25.30 through the top there. 21.71 AMC Entertainment, the television network, not the movie theater operator. They had a share buyback that they announced after market yesterday. So straight higher on that, guys.
All right, guys. Yeah, I mean, people talking about battery day. Look, I've been pounding the pavement on battery day for a bit here for Tesla. So yeah, is that a catalyst that we just talked about? Yes, it is. There's lots of catalysts for Tesla, but like I said, I'm talking about right now. Is it worth for any of us to step in right here and do something with Tesla? My opinion is no. And look, here we go again. Look, I just said if you go long 450, where's going to be your route? Like, no one's taking $1 on Tesla right there, and then you have to hold it for $1 worth of risk. Well, you almost just cracked 449 right there. So it's just back and forth. Don't put good money after bad. I'm at the day's high right now. I've said that a couple times, and I'll keep repeating it. I'm not going to put any risk into anything until something opens up or until I see something going crazy, which makes me think Beyond Meat might be something. I'm excited. We're going to have our guest trader of the day. We'll find out what he's been trading today and maybe some of his strategies and if there's any setups that he likes. But I still do like this right here, 156.50 if Beyond Meat can get going. But I can draw a line right here for you if you want, and you'll be able to see. Look, we're just in this range since 10:45. So an hour ago, we broke down. That would have been a great trade, breaking this bottom. No doubt about that. Bounces off VWAP, you get out. That's a good little dollar trade. But since then, we're in this range. So we either break to the downside or upside. And Beyond Meat with new product, I don't really want to go short this name unless I do see the futures fall off. So right now, washing my hands a little bit, waiting for some stuff to open up. Happy about Citigroup. I'm glad you guys went long the banks as well.
I'm going to take a quick little trade here. I'm going to show you why in a quick second, but first I sort of want to get into AstraZeneca here. Oxford trial, the pause, unlikely related, and you see the spike that it had on that news. Anytime you get positive news like that, and I can catch this one in front of two things. One, pre-market bottom, 55.40 or so. Two, secondly, yesterday's close, 55.28. So positive to negative or negative to positive type of story there. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Just a little bit of a bottom pick. It's come further than the actual news, guys, where it started out here at 55.70. So a bit of a deep sell-off. I can give it either to this level, 55.50, which I like, or 55.45, extra 5 cents is what I'm going to go ahead and do. As we mentioned, it is time for our guest trader of the day. Let's go to Brendan for the introduction.
Guys, yeah, it is Wednesday. It is just after 11:30. That means guest trader of the daytime. Yeah, brought to you by Lewis Daniels Watches. All the way through until October, everyone coming on as a guest trader getting a Lewis Daniels watch. Thank you so much to Lewis Daniels Watches for the sponsorship on this segment. John Farmer joining us from far away, and I'll let him let you know where he is getting involved in guest trader of the day from. We can bring John on, guys, anytime. Just a heads up, John will give you a little bit of a heads up. If this opens, this IPO opens, we're going to have to cut back very quickly. But good to see you. Good to have you on the show. Let everyone know where you are located.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. To all the people here. I'm from Townsville, Queensland, Australia, so completely on the opposite side of the globe.
And
early in the morning here, everyone would normally be asleep, me included.
yeah, no kidding. It is, I guess, very, very late right now in Australia. So coffee for us in the morning. Does coffee help you as well?
This time of night?
Yeah. I mean, we gotta keep going somehow, right? But let's talk about the markets. John, what were you looking at today?
Today's been has been a quiet one for me. I didn't do any trading at all, to tell you the honest truth. But the one thing that's really, really fascinating me, the same as you guys, I'm waiting for it, is the Snowflake IPA. So I've never seen one, certainly something this size. So really, really looking forward to it. The only reason that I wasn't trading today and yesterday were just other commitments that I've got at the moment that I have to deal with.
It is, yeah, it is definitely going to be exciting. Very rare that we get to have a look, hopefully, on the show, have a look at something so large. So let's get back to the markets. Here is Neil and Sean.
Welcome to the program. Good to see you from across the world. I appreciate you taking the time, obviously, it being a bit of a different change in that time zone. And I want to ask you in a second about sort of how you trade the U.S. markets and pay attention to it with that sort of restriction, of course, being on the other side of the globe. But we got to talk about the IPO here. So you said you never looked at one this big before. Of course, there never has been, at least in the software space, an IPO this big. Have you traded an IPO in the past? Is this absolutely brand new to you? Have you ever taken one of these in a live trade? That's my first question.
Completely new, completely new. And seeing something this size for the first time is probably something that is going to be a real eye-opener and a real learning curve, actually.
And I want to stress one thing, of course, IPO, there's no price history, right? So if you pull up a chart, it's going to be completely empty. And even when it does open up, there's going to be no previous price action to go off of. Now, we have direct market access. Everybody has different level of access to the markets, whether they can see a level 2 or not. For us, Sean and I will look at the tape. We'll look at size on that level 2 when it does open. Is that something you have access to, or are you going to have to be following along with us there, John?
I'll be following along and just watching with you guys. At the moment, I don't actually trade American stocks, if you want to call it like day trading or scalping, because the cost from Australia is prohibitive. Going through the two biggest markets in Australia, which are FP markets and CMC, your average trade can be $60 in and $60 out. So you've really got to make sure your trades pay for themselves. Otherwise, you can smoke a lot of money really quick.
Yeah, I just hit that burn up some money there. Yeah, that's too high. What I can suggest to you, and I've done this before, John, I told you, completely unhook your box and come over to Day Trade the World. We do operate there in Australia, so look out for that. Yeah, so just to let you guys know this, Snowflake, and just because we're talking about it again here, John, 64 billion if it opens up right here, 240 is the new indicated price. So I'm going to be hands off. I only went up to as high as 225, 64 billion. So AKA the same size market cap as Twitter right now. So
that's twice Twitter.
Well, yeah, 2 times Twitter right now. Yeah, sorry. 2 times Twitter. Good call there, Neil. But so who knows where this is going? Double the price of Zoom as well. And people think Zoom is over hyped a little bit. So Apple, Snowflake definitely in trouble there. John, are you holding anything in your own account possibly for longer term investments? I gave some calls today. The U.S. banks right now, maybe for a little push upside there. Have you been involved at all in any of these tech names? And if so, what is the play? Because yesterday I did take some off Square. I took some off. I was able to get long in the 30s, 40s, and 50s and just took some off 150. Took some out on the way up as well. But I'm just a little nervous here that the market might be a little frothy. And I think Snowflake is indicating that as well.
Yeah, Sean, on some of the stocks that I've been looking at in Australia have been sort of the newer fintech stocks, APT or Afterpay, OpenPay. They're all sort of that buy now, pay later sector.
Right.
Exactly the same as yourself. Coming into around the April, May, June, July, everything was still charging ahead. Like you'd look at the, so to speak, the S&P, the All Ordinaries and everything like that. But in the last month, or in particular the last sort of 2 to 3 weeks, you've started to see it roll off. So I've actually sold pretty much everything that I had. And it was mainly in those fintech stocks. There are a few mining stocks because mining is a professional background of mine.
Yeah, no, mining's huge in Australia. There's a lot of mining stocks, similar to here in Canada. That's why I do have a little bit of knowledge regarding some of the mining stocks as well. One thing I wanted to ask you, is recreational marijuana or medical available in Australia? Because there's a lot of those names that we often do trade. I think there's a big market over there as well, but I'm not too familiar with that because I was relating sort of Australia to Canada, and I know we are the first movers on that. Where does that segment sit right now, the cannabis segment and sector there in Australia? Is there anything, or is Australia maybe too conservative? What is going on there with legalization of marijuana?
We're still very much on the conservative side, Sean, to tell you the honest truth, but I do know there is one cannabis or medical cannabis company in Australia. And from memory, it was only in the last month, maybe less, that they've partnered up with ACB in Canada.
Right. Okay, good. Yeah, thanks for that. I'm always looking to do a little bit of due diligence here. I'm a bag holder of some of those names, so waiting to see, how globally it's going to be affected. So good call on that one. I'm still looking around. I did want to bring everyone's attention back to Nicola. We want to talk about SPACs, cannabis sector. SPACs are just as hot right now, and Nicola making moves to the high side. We were hella long Nicola, and we haven't done this yet today. We'll floss it off. Nicola long right here, $32, man. Still wish we had some big size. If you've never seen a live level 2, here it is right here, John and everybody else. I mean, obviously you've seen it on the show before, but watch this size. There's about 50,000 shares there on NASDAQ alone, and then we have another gateway called ARCA, which is right here as well. That's another 35,000 shares, so it's going to have to chew through that, but 26 million should not be a problem. What a strategy is right now, if you wanted to do this, is you go short right now in the 40s and just play off this 50. Maybe it runs around from size and it goes up, down, and around. So that's a strategy that we used to do all the time. But right now, liquidity is king. There we go. Look at that. I mean, we just talked about it right there, right in front of you. Go short in the mid 40s there, and you have a nice little 10-cent win. But with those kind of fees, John, that you're talking about, obviously you can't just take 10-cent winners. You need a little bit bigger of a hold there. But that's Nicola looking to break through 34.50 right.
A bit of a shameless plug here, and we'll throw the video up at some point again in the future. I don't want to cut our faces off here while I ask you this question. We're going to talk about or release Sean's trader journey. We've already released ours on our Market Wisdom page. Just quickly, how did you get into trading out of curiosity there, John? Where did you start out? When did you start out? Sort of where are you at on your particular journey, and how did you get in the game?
Look, I've always had a fascination for it. I've always, the entire global market as to how finance and how shares and everything like that and profits and stuff like that are made has always been something that I've really sort of enjoyed. And I've never really fully understood the stock market. So it's only been in the last sort of 12 months, 12 months, 2 years that I've got into equities and stuff like that. Played around with a little bit of cryptocurrency before then. And also gold and silver, just holding in physical, if you want to call it that. But looking at a lot of stuff, like not just EFTs, but also options. But at the moment, all I really want to do is just make sure that everything that I'm doing is sound in its practices, and it definitely wasn't when I started.
Well, I think everyone's had that experience at least sometime in the past. And do look out, of course, you will get a watch from Lewis Daniels, our sponsor. I don't know if it's going to take a little bit longer to get to you, obviously, in Australia, but it is going to get there. So I hope you do enjoy that. Look, we got 10 minutes to go here, guys. And I
have like my spidey senses tingling now.
Is it coming?
Yeah, I have no idea. The spidey sense right now. I don't know if you watch Spider-Man, but like things are tingling right now. I'm getting some goosebumps right here. No idea why, but I just have a feeling. Oh, yeah, maybe that's why, Valeria. It's cold here. But no, I was talking more about the fact that I think we're about to open. Generally, we open around noon, Neil, when it's been slow.
It's almost all paired here.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and it's okay. So there you go. I didn't even look at that. Where are we here? Kodak still some bid, but obviously it's on the halt. I don't even.
It's only 50,000. It's 2.
Okay, hey, we're gonna open up then very, very soon. Let's watch SNOW coming very, very fast for you right now. I went real light on my my bid right now. So we're going to wait to see if it does go up. Not real light, but it's up to 240. If that's where it comes out, oh, yikes. Watch out. But right now, Snowflake looking to come down. It's not open yet, but I'll have it up. The pairing is almost done. The Spidey sensors are going. So let's get ready for Snowflake, guys. It should be an exciting one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, 250 psychological level. Jumping into the short, I might take a shot if I see any kind of a sell through. Of course, we had to pay only 5 or 6 cents per share. Not everybody can do it, guys, but check with your broker if you want to have that availability. And of course, the market on open orders, all those things, you want to make sure those are on your platform. As we mentioned, we're here Day Trade the World. We have access to that limit and market on open orders to take something like this. We can also go short today. So look, there's only a few minutes to go. I hope we get this little open here. It's pretty much completely paired off. Only 2,000 to go here. Yeah.
No.
What?
Oh, man, I asked Yushi, one of our traders, what lunch was, and he said salmon. I'm going to call bluff on that one, Yushi.
We had salmon.
I'm calling his bluff right now, but not. He's a very honest guy. It has nothing to do with that. It just has to be with, can we actually have salmon again? We possibly could. People want the chicken dinner winners there, John. But we often do have, we're lucky enough to have caterers. I want to thank, our sponsor, Day Trade the World, and everything for that. But John, are you a salmon fan or a chicken fan? If you could choose one or the other. I'm not saying like you're stranded on an island and you can have one or the other, but let's just say for lunch or dinner tonight, let's say lunch, because we're about to have lunch. Would you prefer a nice salmon fillet or would you prefer some sort of chicken? Give it to us, John.
I'll take either or either, but I'll go with the salmon. And I don't know, you.
Hey!
There it is.
Where is that? Now, my new favorite guest has arrived in the building. We hit the Canada flag.
For those that don't know, that's a Molson Canadian right there.
Oh, they know. They know.
You should know. I'm not going to make it. What I will say it. Our beer is better than the States, that's for sure. Look, obviously, I like salmon. I think, and look, we're ultimately complaining about a catered lunch that we get for free. So take things with a grain of salt. We get it pretty much every single day. It's one or the other. That's a little running joke we have for those of you that are tuning in. Nothing
John,
against free lunch, nothing against salmon whatsoever. It's just that we do get it.
Neil, John is getting a lot of respect. You're getting called a legend. You're getting called the best guest ever. You're getting called everything right now. So we do not promote
never.
Doing what you're doing on the show. However, if you think this is water, you are wrong. No, just joking. That is water right now. But thank you, John, getting a lot of love and great smile for you as well. Just in case we do open up and we have to go crazy, is there anyone you wanted to say hi to? Anyone that, may be watching or not watching that you want to give credit to for your journey? This is your time. Shout out whoever you like now, John.
Just to you guys, I've learnt an instrumental amount over the last sort of 3 months just watching the show. It's been, you've no idea just how much money you've probably saved.
Great. Well, thank you so much. We'll hit the Canada flag again. Why not? I was looking for the fireworks, but thank you again for that. And look, we love saving our guests, our viewers and traders money. We like making you guys money as well. And I think Neil and I, my trader journey is coming up. You can see that probably right now. It's probably been released. You can click on that link after the show. But if you want to watch snow, stay here. But that's the most important thing to us, really, is being able to teach you guys, get you educated, so that when you're sitting around having a few pops with your friends, you can talk about everything you learned and just sort of open your horizons. Market falling a little bit here, Neil. Apple still at that little level. We may not get Snowflake.
And worth noting here, I hate to disrespect Frog, the other IPO. Obviously,
it's still not open.
The big one's going to matter too, but Frog also isn't open here. So I don't know, man. Like I remember back in the day when these things would promptly open by like 10:30. It's a different time now. Obviously, the interest is huge. We did indicate, and it's still basically paired off. So usually that's what's going to delay things. They're trying to pair, get a good matched opening price. Obviously, a lot of interest in this one. It feels like we might not get this one in for you guys, but we will make sure any trades we make, we're going to tweet out for you guys. Let us know how we did here. I'm not going to go long off the open at 240. That just seems a little bit pricey for me. And Frog, I'm probably not going to trade at all in that name. I do. Before we get back to towards the end here. I do want to let you guys know Kodak. It is starting to come back up, and I'm not going long anywhere in Kodak, but this 9, I sort of mentioned 910 is a bit of a breakdown point. That could be a bit of a squeeze if it goes through this price. So I'd watch out if you're holding like a directional short. I've been scalping in and out, and I'm now flat on it, but I'd just be alert to 910 if that does break and you're holding a short with us all morning long here, guys. So check that one. I saw the Brennan Goat. What do you got for us, buddy?
No. I was going to try to call for Brendan. It's kind of like a call for Brendan. So what I wanted to ask him was, I saw someone on the chat talk about GameStop. So I tried to find out what was up with this one. Up 12%. I do apologize, Brendan, if you had brought this one to us earlier. But I thought we do have Liquid Media and Josh Jackson coming tomorrow. We'll hit that up so you guys can see that again. I thought the death of gaming was here, especially GameStop, where you go and physically buy the video games. And I know a lot, including my kids right now, downloading most of their games. So I don't know if GameStop has anything there, but they're looking to make moves, man, near the highs. So watch out. I didn't want to bring that up. If it's decent news, then maybe we can get taken out 850 or so. But this name was just, maybe it was earnings?
Yeah, I just shorted it.
Yesterday? Yeah, because GameStop yesterday was just $6. So this seems like a high little level here at 807, Brendan.
Yeah, they're going to close 450 stores worldwide, guys. So that was actually out in the pre-market. But popping on that news, in other news, guys, there's another IPO. Stepstone just opened on the NASDAQ here. Step on the NASDAQ. We might as well have a look at an IPO if these other two aren't going to open. But Step here on the NASDAQ, guys, doing decent volume so far. I'll look into that one.
Yep, and there it is. And here's the size we're talking about. This is not a significant amount of size, but what you're going to do when an IPO does open up, like I'd expect to see like zeros on this for Snowflake. So there it is bouncing around. So what you can do is basically just play off this size. Like if you have a long right now, 50, 60, 70, wherever it is, put your risk appropriately with this 24.15 area down there. Look, that's the low of the day. I'm assuming that's where we opened. Yeah, exactly. That is where we must have opened 24.20. And then protected this 24.15. So that's the IPO game. A lot of you asking, what does it look like when something IPOs? This is kind of what it looks like, except for, unfortunately, Step is IPOing, John, on the wrong day right now. No one probably looking at this name, but that's just what it looks like. You want to play off size. Neil and I, Brendan, all of us, especially the traders on board here, expect to see a couple more zeros on some of these levels. And just for an education thing again, because that's what we talk about, when you see on here, every single one of these marks, that's 100 shares. That's 400 or 500 shares. So every single number on here is times 100. So when you see me say there's 35,000 shares on the bid, it's a 350, you times it by 100, and you get your number.
And we can actually show, sort of the actual share size, just to give you some more education. Like if we wanted to show 500 instead of 5, we could. We don't because I'm just used to it. These colors that I have on my level 2, it's because that's what the other traders are using at the time. And these trailing zeros that are completely useless, again, I'm just used to watching it. Like I'm going to go to GameStop. Like I kid, of course, when Sean's talking about this, to say, oh my God, I'm shorting it. Look, immediately the first thing that happens, I go to a daily chart. I see this level right here at 805, multi-day level, a couple of failed breaks through that price. So yeah, I'm going to use a level like that for a gap fill short. And it's a quick little scalp in and out trade. It's not like Kodak, nor I'm sitting in it all day long and trend trading it. This is a setup I'll do all the time, waiting for a key level for a failure. It does break 8, tries to get to that 805, 806 I showed you on the daily chart, then I'll jump into it. Always have to have a plan of action if you're shorting it. You can't just go blind. I get it, guys. The saying is, and I'll say it right here, you don't take a piss without a plan, or a subboat captain doesn't take a piss without a plan. If you know what movie that's from, do you know where it's from, John? I mean, I don't know if you follow every nerd movie, but one of my favorites of all time.
I was sort of thinking stuff like The Hunt for Red October, but I didn't think it'd be quite that it was.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, one of the best Tom Clancy novels, in my humble opinion, but I am a self-proclaimed nerd. Fantastic writer, great movie. Check it out if you haven't seen it, guys. But like I said, you don't take a piss without a plan. So this is what it's about here in GameStop. I did look at the daily chart. Always go to the higher time frame and find a level that I can use, guys. Now, we got one more thing to do here, and I can tell you I was all over this yesterday when we had fish tacos for dinner and fish again today for lunch. Let's get what national day it is with Valeria.
Thank you, Neil, and hey, John. Thank you very much for joining us today. I wish you a great rest of the trading day. And trading family, thank you for all the support. So many new members today. Welcome, everyone, and welcome new subscribers. And guys, we're just 100 likes away from reaching our daily goal, 2,000 of likes. So please, if you didn't like this video yet, smash the like button right now and go watch Sean sharing his inspiring trading journey, and come back at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for some good education. Happy Guacamole Day, everyone!
Thank you, Valeria.
I love guacamole. John, I'm going to assume, because most people do, what are your thoughts on the guac? You loving it?
I like the avocado, so you're sort of halfway there.
No, we just got the dance there, of course, but we do promise something here before we get out of here, and it's going to be hard to see because we don't have the shot lined up. But Valeria, what kicks do you have on? Well, that 2,000, we got to give them the look. If we can get the, it's going to be hard to see. If you, put you on the spot if you're that flexible.
Wow.
There it is. Yeah, she made it happen, guys. Look, we promised you get a look at her kicks. We get to 2,000. We appreciate the love. The only apology that I'll make today is nothing we could have controlled. No idea when these things are going to open up. We hyped up Snowflake all day long, and it is going to be worth it in terms of a trade. It's still indicating about no imbalance whatsoever. They had paired off the imbalance, still looking at like 240 or so on the open. Nothing we can do about this, guys. It should trade. It should be active. We'll make some trades. We'll tweet them out for you, so follow along for that. And of course, one more thing to do before we get out of here. After I thank you, John, for coming across the globe for us. I think our second guest coming from Australia. So thank you very much for sharing a bit of your journey and coming to us. But for Valeria, for Sean Katina, for Brennan Wickens, I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. It's the Trade TV Live. We'll be back at 1 and give you a little bit of Snowflake action. Bye, guys.